town.
Disclaimer. This content is created based on my unprofessional opinion and analysis of related topics just for social communication purposes, to expand our mutual domain of views by discussing and analyzing the matters. The source of information and evidence for this content is social media, which contains facts, rumors, hearsay, and some other fragments that there is no proof for their authenticity or accuracy. So, please pay special attention. There is no claim on the reliability and confirmation of the conclusions presented here. Disclaimer. This content is created.
The trial of Brian Kohberger, the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, is now coming to Boise. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Allie Tripke, outside the Ada County Courthouse, and I spoke to some residents who shared with me their views of the change of venue for the trial.
It's not worth it. He needs to be tried in the county he committed the crime in.
Ada County residents react to the Idaho Supreme Court approving to move the trial of Brian Kohberger from North Idaho to Ada County.
It's just going to cause more chaos here when it should be there.
Other than anticipated increase in foot and road traffic, given the case's high profile, the 2 residents tell me the trial should not have been moved to Ada County because the crimes were committed in Latah County.
My thoughts are that they should have the prosecutors go there. I understand we're a bigger county, I understand we're a bigger city, but at the same time, it happened there, it needs to be done there.
Other people I spoke to off and on camera say they understand the choice for the trial to be in the state's capital city.
I'm glad it's here then because, more resources.
I think it's kind of cool that it's there. I mean, if they think it's fair, then it's cool.
Kohberger's lawyers successfully petitioning for a change of venue, claiming statements from law enforcement and intense and what they call bias media coverage have tainted the local jury pool in the small, tight-knit community of Latah County. The family of one of the 4 victims taking to social media earlier this week saying they are disappointed that a change of venue request was approved. The state Supreme Court also determining the courthouse in Latah was too small to handle proceedings there. District Judge Stephen Hepler will oversee the case now in Ada County, and courthouse officials tell me they are confident they could accommodate the trial. After the case was officially assigned to Ada County Thursday, the Goncalves family said they are hopeful and grateful for this new chapter in a statement to ABC News. As we reported, Kohberger exercised his Fifth Amendment right not to speak, a judge entering a not guilty plea on his behalf. Kohberger's trial is set to begin in June of next year, and it's expected to last 3 months. Prosecutors have said they intend to seek the death penalty if he is convicted.
If he did do what he did, I think it's terrible, and I think he should get a pretty hefty sentence.
Brian Kohberger has yet to be transferred, but he will go through the standard booking process once he arrives here at the Ada County Jail. We'll continue to follow this case on air and online on idahonews6.com. I'm your neighborhood reporter, Allie Tripke, for Idaho News 6. The trial of Brian Kohberger, the man
Good evening, my beautiful crime family on Friday Night Live. Yes, open panel, and we do have a guest too. So, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on, there really is. Finally, but I want to bring up Ms. Natural Healing. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Tommy Jude, what's going on tonight?
Hey, craziness.
No, not in your world. Not at all. No.
Yeah.
Know, right?
Oh my God. So StreamYard comes up with this new thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's that you can use the same thing, the same place that you did the last one, and you can keep going over it and keep using it, right? So I go, okay, I'm going to try this because it makes a lot of sense and saves a lot of recording room. So I do it, and then I needed to edit it, and it wouldn't let me go in and edit and put in like the descriptions, like what I wanted to put in the description. And so I go minus, X out. I can't remember what they called it, but the same, that one thing, and I X'd it out and I lost it. There was no connection to the link. So YouTube still showed that I had live coming up, and I had no way to get in there. So I had to make a whole new room. and it said on there,
This stuff only
It's
happens to you.
I know. It's like, okay, yeah. I will start a Friday night craziness.
Right
Yeah.
on.
So yeah, what do you think about all this stuff going
Oh
on?
God. Well, I've
Crazy,
always
right?
said we're not going to go to court. It's not going to go to trial, I should say. I still don't think so, but I don't know now. I mean,
There is
if
there
this
is
judge
something.
sees the evidence, he's going to laugh. He's got to. And as the
Yeah.
intelligent as this man is and educated, I'm thinking that he's going to and this has been 2 years, and this is
I
all we
think
got.
he's al- I think he's already laughing. He's
I think he
probably
is
real
too. He says
he's
he
probably
probably
already reading this.
volunteered. He
Right,
probably
right,
volunteered for this. He says, "No, no, bring it on. We're gonna take a look at this and we're gonna talk." It's crazy.
right. It
Yeah.
is. It is.
What do you
Let's
think,
say hi.
Tony?
I got some ideas here, yeah. But let's say hi to
Okay.
the crime
Yeah,
family. Wolf Angel, good
absolutely.
to see you. Missy Q, good to see you. Two Killer Crime Girl, good to see you. Deborah Lynn, my girl, good to see you. Holy man, they're talking fast. Hey Joey, how you doing, brother? Moonflower Laza, my girl, good to see you. Angela, good to see you. Bunny Murphy, good to see you. Crime Spy, good to see you. Colder Cover, good to see you. Ro, good to see you. Michelle Weddle, good to see you. And everybody that's chatting up there, there's lots of them. Wade Bird, good to see you. Yeah, Moon Vale, Michelle Weddle, lots of them talking and chatting away. What do I think? Well, you know what's strange, girl, is that for one thing, the new judge, right? Have you looked him up at all?
Yes.
Did you notice anything?
I don't know. What are you referring to?
All right. Well, see, I looked up who the judges could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here, I'll just bring this up real quick here. So we got here he is, Judge Stephen Hippler, right? That's the dude.
Yes.
Hippler. All
I
right.
know,
Judge
right?
Hippler is the administrator. Let's see if anybody notices what's not in here. Judge Hippler is an administrative district judge for 4th Judicial District, which encompasses Ada, Boise, Elmore, and Valley counties. In addition to his administrative duties, he is a district judge for Ada County, where he handles felony cases and civil cases exceeding $10,000 to set a hearing on Judge Hippler's calendar, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so anybody notice what's not in there? What isn't in there? Something I needed to look up. Yeah, I got to.
Where he graduated, where he went to college?
I think I can look that part up.
Uh-huh.
But on that part, hey, golf, there is and for anybody, there is a link right there. No, I had to look up, okay, when I was looking up who could be the judge, I came up with it'd probably be Amanda Brailsford. And why is that? Because she handles death penalty cases.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And there's 3 judges there that handle death penalty cases.
Mm-hmm.
This one doesn't say that. And
Mm-hmm.
on all those other ones, it's stated on there that
See?
they're the death penalty judge.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, are they already gonna drop that off the table?
Like I said, I think that I've probably been watching all along. And when it finally landed, I mean, I think they already have an idea how this is going to go. Of course, they're not going to tell us.
Right. Yeah, I have a feeling something's going down. I
Yes.
think it's going to happen. I mean, I can't believe that these judges these top level judges are going to even, I mean, they're going to look at this and say, what the hell is this junk?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
But yeah, that was one thing I noticed because on the other ones I looked up, it said right in here. You know what I'm saying? And this doesn't say anything about him being a death penalty judge. And
exactly.
Just makes me wonder.
Uh-huh.
What is going on? Now, here I got some other things that we can show real quick. What am I looking for? There I go. So, and here's another thing we should talk about real quick here too is, okay, so I see these other channels out there, and I've been watching them, and they're saying that this might not be a good move for Kohlberger. Your idea on this?
Yeah, I watched it too. I mean, again, it's their own observation and their opinion, but I still think there's a lot behind the scenes. And good point on this judge is not a death penalty judge. And I think that actually speaks behind the scenes volumes, in my opinion.
Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's been brought up anywhere else or not. I don't know.
think so, Tommy. I don't think it has. People are more concerned about, what's going to happen in with the Steve G situation, and if that's going to play part of it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I feel that people are more concerned about.
I'm kind of getting tired of him, actually, and I say it.
Yes,
but I
100%.
mean, enough is enough, and now something just came out now where he leaked something else.
What else did he say?
Something about DNA being underneath the knee or something.
Yeah, he's boy. I tell you what, for him to be loud from the day one to right now. I mean, if that doesn't speak guilt, I don't know what is.
Right.
Guilt of something, of having knowledge and knowing what might have went down. You don't see anybody else saying anything, any other family members. Why is he doing this?
I don't know. I don't know why he keeps doing that. Yeah. I think, and I've listened to a lot of these creators and stuff, and a lot of them are saying, it might not be a good move, but in my opinion, I don't think Ann Taylor, I mean, she's pretty good, and she thinks it's a good move, and the defense thinks it's a good move. I think it's a good move. I mean, you had a town that to hang him. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they're going to burn the town down. I think it's a very good move.
I do too. I mean, it's, for what they said, to me, that's a threat. You got to look at that. You got to take that serious. Mm-hmm. I just don't feel like it had.
Yeah.
But maybe it did. Maybe that's one of the factors on why he decided it. The judge. It's hard to say. Not a very good mind reader, but I'm sure I think he's glad that he's off the case. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. And a lot of people thought that, he's still going to be in charge of it. No,
he's not.
The way it was worded, I knew it was going to go. This is immediate. And the way it was worded is that he actually released himself from the case.
Yes.
Yeah, and yes. So otherwise he would have said more. He would have said more. The way it's worded, legally, it's like he released the case.
Right.
And I have to feel that he's probably releasing it because he's probably seen it's a bunch of shit.
I think that a couple of things. I think he probably read between the lines after watching. I mean, he's a judge. Granted, he's an intelligent man, but I think more probably came out behind the scenes and he's like, whoa, wait, I gotta,
Right.
this isn't gonna work. This is a small town. I gotta be careful what I do. The college is on the line.
I
I
think
mean,
he's
I
a
hate to
very
say it, but
intelligent judge. I
yes,
don't think a lot of people knew how intelligent he really is, and
right.
he would stop and he'd say, "Wait, no," and he'd get what they're really trying to say, and he listened to Cy Ray when Cy Ray was there, and
Hmm.
he asked a few questions, and I think he understood more than people think, and I think yeah, you're right. He wanted out of that.
Oh yeah, from the
Yeah,
very beginning, that's how I read that. But
you're
I
right.
think other thing, after 2 years, you're going to eventually hear more. I mean, he's a judge. So I think he just said, no, this isn't going to work for me. This is too close. Let's think, do it, send it to another different town, a different location.
All right. Yeah, that's what I think too. Okay, I'm going to show a couple things here. Is it this one? I do believe so. Yeah, we can do. I suppose we can do this one. And
Casa,
this is
I think
from.
that
Oh, I think I got it.
I
This
was
is.
commenting on Casa when she said, Judge probably doesn't want to be responsible for unaliving Brian. I mean, can you imagine the responsibility behind that?
Oh no shit! Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit,
and
and
I
that's
and
what
I
it
don't
is. That's what
and I
it
don't
is.
know. I don't blame her on that one. I don't blame him on that one either. If that's part of it.
Yeah, and I think I'm really wondering if the death penalty's off the table
I,
behind the scenes.
it's like, how are we going to know that?
Well, the judge not being a death penalty judge,
Exactly. Exactly. So that
and
leads us
that's
to
to me that just makes
that
me
leads us
wonder.
to. Hmm. I
Mm-hmm.
think there's so
Makes me
much going
wonder.
on behind the scenes just by the reactions, defense, and Taylor. Now we're moving it, and now he's not a death penalty. I just feel like there's so much. I'm curious to find out what's going to be said here. The next thing.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. It'll be interesting. What's going to go on coming up. And I think
It
it's
will
going to
be.
come up. It's stuff is going to come up and start happening pretty soon. I mean, pretty
I would
quick.
think so. I would think so.
Hmm.
I also think
Yeah.
that, yeah, because that's going to tell a telltale sign right there of how this is going to go.
Right. Yeah. All right. Let's take a peek at this. And I actually got it ready to go. Can't believe that shit. Okay, this is from
Wow. Wow.
Cooler Lucher. Okay, so here we go. And this is just a short one, but it kind of. So yeah, that's Cooler Lucher
Hmm.
saying, yeah. Um, what are your thoughts on that?
For what I could read,
Mm-hmm.
it's similar to what we're just saying.
Yeah,
Y-
exactly.
You know, yeah, there's a lot that has been, what's the wording? Changed, I think. I mean, just him not being the death penalty judge speaks volumes in my thoughts.
I think it does too. Yeah.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know that it's
100%.
going to come,
Yes.
it's going to come out. But I just noticing when I noticed that, because I really did think it was gonna be that Amanda Brailsford, because she usually gets the first
Mm-hmm.
crack at the death penalty cases.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second choice is this, I can't remember his name. He's an older guy. And then there's one other that's retired, but he comes out of retirement sometimes.
Right.
Sounds
Yep.
like.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden this judge gets appointed. It's like, okay. And then I went and looked up right away, and he's not a death penalty judge.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think your instincts are telling you correctly. You just want to believe it so bad, right?
Yeah. Well, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. But maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll assign them death penalty cases or something. I suppose they could do that. But
I guess they can do whatever they want, but I don't know. I mean, he's been watching and he's read
I think
everything he
they got
needs
it.
to know. I mean, I think he already has a pretty good idea where this may go.
Yeah, I don't. I would think they would have to go through. That's something I didn't look up. Dude, I wonder if they have to go through something to become a death penalty. To hear death penalty
Yeah.
cases. I wonder if there's some kind of schooling or certificate or
Yeah, some
something.
type of formal education. That's a
Some
good
type of
question.
education. Yeah,
I
I
would
wonder.
think, yeah, I would think there'd be more. I think things you would have to learn more about details. I'm not sure exactly what that would
Yeah,
be, but I would think things that you
I
need to
would
look
think
for.
there'd be certain details and stuff they would have to know.
Exactly.
Uh, so
Yeah,
I
you
am.
just, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it is open panel. You got anybody that wants to jump up there?
Yeah.
I'm leaving the link out there. And it's Friday night, open panel. Anybody who wants to get up and talk about this stuff, man, you sure may. All right, I'll go to something else. And yeah, this might be kind of interesting.
What was that?
I'm getting it's my phone.
Oh, it sounds like the doorbell. Like, it is not mine.
So that's my ding. That's what I put my dings to sound like. Doorbell.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. Oh, someone jumped in. Hold on.
Oh.
Oh, hey, there we go. And we'll introduce Miss Terry Martin. Hey, Terry, how you doing, girl?
Hi.
Terry,
Yeah,
hi.
Hi, my love.
How are you?
Oh, I just love you guys. I just had to
I know,
jump up
Terry.
and say that because you know what? When I saw that Tommy was on tonight, I was like, oh, crap. I'm 15 minutes late because I was doing something.
Oh.
And
Well,
then I
Terry.
saw you were on there natural, and that was the same thing. I was like, oh, shoot.
Aw. Well, it's okay, Terry. I'm so glad you made it.
Yeah.
You guys, here's the thing. Some horrible things are going on in our country and the world.
Yes.
And I think that we are doing the right things. This is kind of off subject, so please don't think I'm weird, but I just want to say this much. If anybody watched the debate, I don't know, but I'm not bringing politics into this at all. Okay?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not. All I'm saying is, if you watch that, you heard him say that people were eating. Because I live in Ohio. Okay, whatever. But I listened to this old man that's disabled today, on video, and he lives in Springfield, Ohio, which is like they have 50,000. He said, I just want you guys to know, and this is what, I mean, this is why we're here, because he's like, the mass media, your national media is saying that this is not happening here, and it really is. And he named all these horrible things that are happening there, and he said, "But I gotta say,
Yeah, I've seen one where they went around talking to all kinds of people, and they did that to reload the town. The town was all four of these Haitians coming in, and they are working there, and yeah, it isn't happening. They were talking to all kinds of people and the neighbors and stuff, and even the city, the city wanted, because it lost so much population. I did a lot of research into it, and it isn't really happening there. Not like that at all.
well,
Not that like that at all.
Everything is an illusion. It's
okay,
only
I don't know what
it's
to
got
believe
lead
anymore,
between
but
it.
all I
It
was going
is.
to say, okay, it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with politics. All I was going to end up saying is he
Yeah.
said that the mainstream media is full of crap. Don't listen to them. The people
Exactly.
that are on social media, like
Right.
us, are the ones to listen to
That are
because
telling the
they do a
truth.
deep
Yeah.
dive. They actually
Right.
care. That was all I was going to say.
Right.
Right. And
Right.
everything's an illusion. You see it, but you got to see between it.
Right.
And
Well,
that's what they want to give us,
Let,
what they
but
feel that we
let's
want to
get
hear.
back to the case.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the
That's fine. I
case.
just wanted to
Gotcha.
say,
Right.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
Tommy.
Terry.
We're there.
No.
We're there, Tommy. We're there. We're back at the case.
Yeah. Yeah. So this whole SG thing. Did you see the
yeah,
last thing, Terry? Or what the last leak?
I'm
With
sorry.
about
I
the
didn't
DNA being underneath the knee.
Oh, what Steve said.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm at this point in time, I don't even know what to believe because I'm not there. And it's scary because with the technology we have, who knows what we're hearing? I mean, it could completely change from one side of the country by the time it gets to the other side. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I love Steve G. I believe in him.
Yeah, I had a hard time with him saying that. But I'm like you, like I haven't been a parent that did lose one to murder. I know how he feels, but I don't know about the way he's handling this.
Exactly. He's not. He has all this detail. I've always wanted to know from the very beginning, where are you getting this information from?
Right.
And now, all 2 years later, we're talking about behind the knee now? What?
Right. Yeah. I mean, let's bring up golf Inspector General.
Hello.
Hey, golf.
Hi,
Hello.
sweetheart.
There you go.
Hi,
How
golf.
you doing?
Hi, rock and roll. Hi, natural. And hi, Terry. And hello,
Hi, my
chat.
friend.
How are you?
Yeah. Hello, golf. Yes.
Well, how are
Good.
you is the question, or how you feeling?
I'm a
Yeah,
little
how
bit
you
better,
doing?
getting better every day. So
You
getting
sound
there.
better, golf.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you
Thank
do
you.
sound
Thank
a
you.
little better.
Such a beautiful soul.
Thank you.
Yes. So, what are your thoughts, golf, on Steve coming out with that behind the knee DNA?
Well, I just watched Lana and I 100% agree with her. I think it's very irresponsible saying something like that and not like questioning it. I tried to find that, by the way, and I could not find it. I went on a mission and I could not find that interview with them where he says that.
Oh, I did. I found it.
Oh, you did? Okay. But
Um,
yeah, no, I think
I
it's
don't know. Do I got it
irresponsible.
lined up? Yeah, I found it.
And let me tell you, when I started watching this all, I started
Right.
watching on Lana's channel,
it is
and
too.
everything she said was dedicated to Steve. I mean, she's huge, Steve. And for her to say that means a lot.
But and he didn't say that it was Kohlberger's.
What?
Could that be one of the three? I didn't
don't
hear
know.
him say Kohlberger's name enough.
I have to agree with
Just
Lana. I
that they
think
found DNA.
I think he's trying to taint the jury pool out in Ada County, which is a slap in the face, I think, for everybody. It's really bad, 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 all the way around. Saying stupid shit like that. I'm sorry. He makes me angry too.
Right.
Makes me angry that News Nation didn't do anything about that, like question it. And it makes me angry that he said it, to be honest with you. And I like the Gonzalez family, but this makes me question their motivation.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you guys
Upsetting.
think about the T-shirts that they're
Which
wearing?
ones?
About the firing squad. Jules
Oh,
had
them ones. Yeah, yeah.
That is atrocious.
All right.
Why would you do that? Again, one more thing that just
isn't right.
no, it's 100%.
Well, it's barbaric.
Yeah.
To be honest, when you kill
Yep.
someone like death penalty via that, I think it's barbaric. And it's like, why don't we just behead people then? Let's just all the way around go back to like, Henry VIII and behead people. I
Right.
mean, it's the same
Right.
shit, isn't it? So,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'd like your idea, Golf, on what were we just talking about? The
Gonzalez.
judge
Oh,
and not being the death penalty judge. I mean, I looked up and I found three. Right. Well, then this Hippler, whatever his name is.
mhm.
I looked him up, and he's not listed as a death penalty judge.
Then how can he
What?
How can he do it? He has to be some, doesn't he? I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. I couldn't find it. And it was easy
Site
looking
might,
up.
yeah, but also the site might not be updated. Who knows? I don't even know what it takes to be a death penalty judge, but
Neither do I.
um, I don't, yeah, that's interesting. Why would they give the case to him? And that, if he's not, then I think there's a mistake on their website, more than likely.
Yeah, I just can't believe that, because the reason that Ann Taylor was brought in as the,
Yeah,
defense,
exactly.
because she was the only one that had done death penalty, and so I'm at a loss if they chose a judge that has never tried a death penalty.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, see, they said that they use the way they worded it. Kind of was it sounded like the first person they go to is this Amanda Brailsford, and then if she is busy on a case or something, then it goes to this other dude. Can't remember the names. Older guy, and then the third choice is this retired judge that comes out of retirement. There's no mention of Hippler, and then it said on there. Then I looked up after I found these three judges. I went and looked them up, each one singly, just like that page I went to, and it showed death penalty that they worked on death penalty cases, and on Hippler's it doesn't say anything about it. So I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. Yeah,
I would think that if they don't let a defense attorney do a death penalty unless they have had, the experience at least sitting second seat, and then they can do it. Why the heck would they give it to a judge that's never done a death? I don't know.
Well, could it be that they're behind the scenes? They're going to drop the death penalty. I mean, what is both of you guys' idea on that? Well, me and not Natural and I have already talked about this. So what's your thought on it, Golf and Terry?
I don't know the guy, so Golf's probably the better answer. I just am trying to figure out why they would give it to
No, I'm just wondering because it doesn't state that he's a death penalty judge. Maybe behind the scenes that they've taken the death penalty off the table.
I don't think
they
so.
do that?
No, I don't think so. But I wonder if Triple J, did Triple J have that? I'm calling him that from now on. That's his new name, Triple J.
Triple J, right?
Was he listed as a death penalty judge in Latah County?
That's a great question.
That's a great question too. I don't know.
I was
Yeah.
thinking
I think I wasn't this brought up before? Didn't we talk about this before? I think he is, isn't he?
I mean, we know he is, but
He-
I wonder if it's on the
he-
site that he is. Like it's listed on the website for the judges that he's a death penalty judge.
yeah. Well, when I looked at the other ones, it said in the same place where I was looking at the beginning of the show here, and when I brought that page up, it was on that same kind of page. I mean, it was the same page, where it was listed, and on his it wasn't listed. So I don't know why.
I don't think they took the death penalty off the table on the back end.
I don't
think
either.
it works
Wouldn't they
like
have to
that.
tell people?
No, why wouldn't this Amanda Brailsford be the death penalty judge then?
She could be busy with another case.
Possibly, maybe,
That's it's really they go and they check because obviously there's a lot of things going on in Idaho. We know that now.
yeah, somebody out here in what's his name? How do you pronounce it? Wakanyan Tanka. You thought the same thing. You did the same research I did, and we both came up with the conclusion that it's. And I even did a show on it saying that I thought it was going to be Amanda Brailsford, and so yeah, it just kind of shocked me. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious, and you were right, Tommy. You said that they were going to move it before. I was under the impression that they were just going to move it during when trial starts, but no, they were actually like, nope, right away.
Right away.
So you were absolutely right in that.
Yeah, that's the way it was kind of worded there.
You're also right about, is it going to be?
Well, here's what
the timing.
Moonflower is saying: a judge who is not accepted as a death penalty case cannot be a judge in Kohlberger's trial. Is that for a fact, Moonflower? Because that would make it really, really interesting. Don't you think? I would think that's the way it is. I would think that's the way it is.
But he's not just a county judge. He's like a Supreme
Court.
He's
a district judge, or Supreme Court, or whatever.
Judge, is he not? And that means a little bit more than, I guess, just being a judge, right? But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, this is some interesting stuff. I'm gonna have to start looking some shit up.
But wait, he might not.
How did they pick him?
Huh?
How did they choose him?
I don't know.
The Supreme Court did. They,
right.
Yeah, the Supreme Court did.
Yeah.
Yep.
They chose the location and they chose the new judge because
how do you choose a judge?
Triple J. He ordered. That's what he ordered, like for them to do, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Moonflower. I'm just wondering if there's some stuff going on in the background because I mean we know how much junk this case looks like. Can you imagine a judge in a Supreme Court and everything that's been through some major trials, and then they look at this case and look at the PCA and look at the testimony of Cy Ray and look at they've got to be going, this is junk.
Exactly.
Well, if you listen to I think I saw one interview today with local news out there in Ada County, and they talked to the Supreme Court judge that did this whole move the location and chose the judge or whatever, and he said something akin to, and I don't want to butcher what he said, but he said something akin to um, he never seen so many pretrial motions as in this case. So
Right.
that's why they wanted to move it right away. And that says a lot. Like all these pretrial motions is highly unusual. And you have to question why, because obviously they see they're not getting anything come through unless they do this and that and this and that. So I think that's why they hurried up and moved the case over quickly, like before they're getting even more pretrial motions.
Right. Right.
Because in 1 year, they might get another 50, 60, 70, who knows, you know? So, yeah, that's one thing that
Yeah.
stuck out to me when he said that, is that that's highly unusual.
Can I
It
ask a
is.
question, Golf? And this, okay, because my mom, she doesn't watch YouTube or any of that, right?
Hmm.
And she told me from, I don't know, like a month ago, I mentioned it to her, and she's like, "Oh, they already found their man. They have him." I'm like, "Well, you don't know if that's him." "Yeah, we know. I know. That's what the cops. That's what they have him." And I'm like,
That's the
"You
way
haven't
so
listened to
many
anything."
is.
So my question is, that's when I did some more research and I looked up stuff, and it said it is pre-marketing, and they're basically. But I don't watch. I don't watch anything on actual TV. So my question is, what are they showing on actual TV that take us out? What is being shown to the mass public?
Well, I mean, I think
Yeah.
Tommy shows a lot of it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very one-sided, and it is because, Tommy shows it all the time. It's one-sided media coverage that doesn't really point out the true facts of the case, but it only points out what's, relevant um to the one-sidedness of this whole situation, unfortunately. And that's what they're spinning with. I saw Vinnie Politano go almost off on one defense lawyer. I saw an interview with that. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He's like, I'm gonna happily disagree with you. I mean, he went at this fella, and the fella was just like, listen, we have rules, regulations, and this is how it goes. And if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, is Vinny not a lawyer? I thought Vinny was a lawyer, Vinny Politano. But that's the media today, is like they go hardcore at anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Banfield is one too.
They
She's
do.
also a
Yeah.
lawyer. She does the
Yeah.
same exact thing and she knows
It's,
better.
it, it
Grace,
sure isn't the news that we grew up with. I
what's her
mean,
name?
you think of like Walter
Yeah.
Cronkite,
Right.
and all these, Dan Rather. I mean, all those
Yeah.
older guys, and you think of their what's the word I'm looking for?
Traditional journalism is dead.
It
DEAD,
is.
dead.
It
It's
is.
gone.
Yeah.
It's no more. It's like
Yep.
they're trying to tear people apart by separating them. And that's horrible. Like,
They
but that
are.
sells. People like drama. It sells. People do not
That's
Yeah.
like
it.
facts.
And they're
Yeah.
good. But where some of this has to end too is where the buck should stop is the advertisers. They can kind of control what's going on. Just say I'm not advertising
Well,
with
the
you
numbers
anymore.
are well, the numbers are bigger though when you see drama happening and all that kind of bullshit, and they know it. But on
Right.
average, I'm guessing it's an older generation that still relies on news from mainstream media, right?
Right.
And that
Right.
Right.
generation, for them to change their minds on anything
Ethics.
is very unlikely. Very unlikely.
That's right. That's the word I was looking for, Michelle. Yes, thank you. Ethics. Their
Ethics.
Yeah.
morals
Oh yeah.
have just gone in the tank. All they
Yeah.
care about is, you know, the big buck, the big bang. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not even
In
corruption
every
so much as
story.
yeah,
In every story, and
I
sometimes
know.
it's not even a bang or a big bang, and they
No,
just like overblow it, and it's
they
just
like to do.
crazy.
I mean, and we know it, and I don't even call it corruption anymore or anything. Nobody takes them serious anyway. Quite
Right.
honestly, who takes mainstream media seriously? Not many people. Oh, are you okay?
I don't know, man. The whole house just kind of blinked.
Oh,
Like the power just for
uh-oh.
a second. I don't know if there's a storm in there. I don't. There wasn't. Didn't look like it. I don't know what that was about. Okay, so I got something to look at here. Anyway, well, I can't remember what this is, or I'm just going with it.
All right. We'll just follow along.
Yeah.
God.
Right?
We're like in the
This is all right. This is from Euphoric.
Yes.
So here we go.
What in the world did Maddie tell to Adam? That seemed to be quite alarming to Kaylee. You might be wondering who Adam is. I'll tell you who Adam is. In my opinion, Adam is Jack's roommate or former roommate. I'm not so sure Jack's living in that house anymore, but I do believe they lived together as roommates at one time. So why would Maddie be telling Jack's roommate everything? Let's check out some screenshots. House Murphy lived in. Let's take another look at the TikTok video so you can have a quick refresher. If you can see, this is Adam here with a paper towel roll in his hand afterwards in his TikTok. Now we're going to take a quick look at his Facebook page so you can see his name, so you can see that this is Adam. There he is. That's his official Facebook page, and you can see his name right there, Adam Latta. And he was in a fraternity as well. So what do you think this means? Kaylee's father has recently done an interview, and he doesn't seem to have any concern for who Adam was, and he seems to think Adam was the bartender. There could be multiple Adams running around that town, just like there's multiple Jacks. Bunch of Jacks, bunch of Adams. We don't know, but we do know that this is an Adam. And this Adam happened to live in Jack's house. So, moving on. Some of you out there are familiar with the man wearing the ski mask. 2 photos of him were posted on the internet, including one that was taken at 3:28 a.m. on the morning of the crime. And according to his Snapchat location, it was Moscow, Idaho. So what was somebody doing wearing a ski mask at approximately 3:30 in the morning when the crimes happened? Was he flaunting and bragging to the world in his little low-key way, or something else? Either way, it seems like an odd picture to take for social media. This is the man wearing the ski mask and another set of pictures, including some that I found on Adam's fraternity's Twitter page. What do you think of this comparison? Somebody from that fraternity is wearing a ski mask, and that college student is the only person in that group of fraternity boys that's wearing a ski mask. Now let's look at another set of pictures comparing that fraternity boy to the masked man. So as you can see here, somebody from Adam's fraternity wears a mask, and we happen to not see Adam in that picture, boys. So I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that Adam Latta is wearing the ski mask in Moscow, Idaho.
Okay, now the reason I played this is one of the reasons is because Bubbly Waters took that picture of that ski mask guy and compared it and overlaid it with Adam Latta's, and she has done this quite often. I'm pretty sure it was Bubbly, and she said that she's never had one match up like Adam Latta's did to that guy in the ski mask. And my question is, Steve said that it was just girl talk between Maddie and Adam. For number one, how does he know that? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Is that from something Adam said? Do you know what I'm saying? His testimony? Or, I mean, I just can't believe that it was just girl talk between Maddie and Adam Latta. And he was Jack's roommate. And
why have
what
they
do you
not
guys think of it?
put out publicly that they, what he said? And they had to have questioned him. They had to have.
You would think. And all Steve said about it was, they were just talking like girl talk. Well, that doesn't even make sense.
Well, where does Steve get his information from? He seems to know everything. Right. He hasn't solved the case. And as far as Adam, I'm sure everybody there that's a part of the group knows something. But
and just like
as far as what Adam knows, I don't know, of course.
Yeah, and the thing that bothers me there is that Maddie was the most fucked up person in that bar, really. And I mean, you've seen people at the grub truck that came from the bar. Who was the drunkest? Was Maddie. Who was the bartender? Who was the bartender? It goes back to Adam got her all effed up. Was he mixing her stronger drinks? Did he slip her something? I'm just saying.
No, I get it.
These are
I get
questions
what you're
I
saying.
have.
Yeah. Sure. That's 100%. 100% needs to be looked at. Yes.
This is okay. So I had my husband doing a little bit of research in the background, and he pulled it up, and it's like, this is about the judge. He also presided over the second post-conviction appeal of Eric Hall, who was sentenced to death for killing an airline attendant on the base in 2000, and then sentenced to death again for strangling a woman and leaving her body in the foothills. So he took over a case before. So this is his second time to do that for a death penalty.
Right.
He handled the appeal.
Okay. All right. So he's got some experience or whatever, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he handled the appeal. He didn't once again, I mean, even though it's not an appeal, it's a change of venue, a change of judge. So I don't know what the difference, because I'm not in that, and that's golf's thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It doesn't feel very strong, does it? I could think other judges would have been a better. I still think there's more to this that we don't know yet.
I think so too. That's my opinion. Yes.
What do you think of that?
Ty Knotts and Jen Psychiatrist, you're backstage right now, and no one else can see you but me. So what I want you to do is I need to see your faces first, and then you can bring up your avatar afterwards. Oh, no one's going to see you but me, but I need to know who I'm dealing with here.
It's Willie. It's Willie.
It's Willie.
Which one? Which one's Willie?
Willie said he was coming up.
Oh,
backstage.
Which one? Well, no, the only ones I see is Ty Knotts and Jen Psychiatrist.
Jen Psychiatrist is Willie, apparently.
It's Willie, bro.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Chat backstage.
What's up?
Who's Jen? Who's Jen? Willie.
No, that's one of my patients.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh my God.
I remember being on Robert's channel, and some dude come up and he did a not a very nice thing.
Yeah,
that was great. Yeah. I have my camera on, waving to you. Oh my! I'm feeling good. How y'all doing?
Good. Glad you're up here, Willie.
Yeah, somebody said to come up, and I just had to put my daughter to bed quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it says my name under Jen Psychiatrist. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know who Ty Knotts is? They're not showing anything.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm sure of that one. Okay. Have you been listening to us at all, Willie?
Yeah. I was. Well, I've been here for like 10, 15 minutes.
Okay, what are you thinking about all this stuff? Like him, do you think there's stuff going on in the back?
Well, I mean, again, you know me by now to know, that my mind doesn't ran into like who else could have done it, or I look into like details of stuff like this. But obviously there is at some point there's enough stuff to at least look into things. Now again, the reason I don't is because I just know that no matter what I uncover, like they're still going to try to prosecute Brian. You know what I mean? Like Brian's still their guy right now. So, but I mean, I've always said, if there's no way it's Brian because Brian has no connection. This has to be somebody close that has some kind of relationship, some kind of like connection to all four.
Yep.
It has to be. Period. So, you know, and I always say my biggest suspect, dude, like my biggest suspect, if I was Ann Taylor, is the person on Linda Lane footage. The person running in the direction of where 4 people were murdered, okay, running out of sight into camera, then out of sight into camera again, and getting into a vehicle that was stationary. To me, that person, does anybody know who that person is yet? Have you guys looked into like who that is?
The running, which one are you talking about? The
okay, so yes, I believe it was 440 something.
423.
Well, that's when 423 is when they come back. Is when they come back in the vehicle and they get into the vehicle. But before 423, that same individual comes into frame. Now, I don't know if you can see it on the original Linda Lane footage, but when Jeff H tried to make the whole thing with the layover of the Elantra, he uncovered something. He uncovered something for me, and I was able to see that gentleman walk into the frame, and then he runs around the parking lot back towards the King Road residence, and then at 423 he comes back and gets in the car. In the same time frame that 4 people lost their lives over in that area. In my opinion, that's my number one suspect.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right. Yeah, we've been talking about that all along. Yeah.
But I can't figure out who it is.
I know. Well,
I have an idea, but I can't prove it. So,
but you would think that LE knows. Yeah. Like,
what was that, Matt?
Oh, I just said, Tommy, didn't you think that we kind of saw that we possibly could be a female?
The one jumping in at 423 is a female.
Yes, in the back. Yes.
It is a female. You can see the long hair. Allegedly innocent pretty much proved that one. Yeah.
That a female gets in the car?
Yep. Yes. With the long hair, and she's very tall.
That's weird. Again, it's just odd that, well, again, if it isn't the same dude that comes into frame and back towards the King Road residence, where'd that guy go? Because that guy comes from absolutely nowhere. And it's not the dumpster guy because the dumpster guy was picked up.
Right.
So who is that dude? And like nobody really makes that a big deal. Like I've said this multiple times, but no, I haven't seen anybody make that person a big deal. I mean, yes, they looked into how many people were in the car, but who's the identity of that individual? How does LE not figure out who the hell that is? That's what angers me. So
okay. I got to look at something here, guys. Go ahead, keep going.
Oh no, you asked me, so I was just giving you my opinion, like on who I think is somewhat involved in this.
Really, that and a lot of other people that I saw running around, and it's got to be people that are doing the side stuff, whatever they were doing. I feel like there's a lot of people have their own different roles in this, and I think some of the people that were running around were doing their side roles.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I mean, I just know me. Like, if my ass is on camera running towards the scene of a crime, running away, there's 100% chance law enforcement is picking me up. Okay? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is possible that dude actually lives there and he was going home.
True.
We don't know that, and they might have looked into it, so we can't verbatim say anything about that.
Okay. I'm going to bring up Ty Knotts. He showed himself to me, so I'm going to bring him up and see what he... So this is Mr. Ty Knotts. You are on stage, Mr. Ty Knotts.
Oh, hi. I thought you were the only one who could see me.
Yeah, you can go back to your avatar. I'll let you. I'll remove you for a second.
Hi, $sign.
Oh. You need to go back to your avatar. Where it says edit avatar or whatever. Ty, can you hear me when you guys are backstage? And stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I was laughing so hard.
Right.
Good psychiatrist.
Well, he's got just part of his head showing. You're going to be showing unless you change to an avatar, Ty.
Yeah, Ty, just turn your camera off.
Yeah, just hit mute.
Yeah, just stop cam. There you go.
Start cam, hit it.
There you go.
Yeah, I've just
There
never
you go.
done this before, so.
Yeah, there you are. Okay, Ty, what's your thoughts? What you thinking?
Oh, I mean, I tend to look at it from a more try to find some kind of foundation for it. One thing that stands out to me is that, like, a lot of people will, want to talk about whether Greek Rose involved in it, and I think the answer is, how can they not be? Because you're talking about a house.
Who's involved in it?
Greek Row fraternities and sororities.
Okay, right. Okay, I got you. Right. Yeah.
Because, the house was a sorority house. And, a police officer from Moscow PD with 22 years experience said it was. And, he told the residents he knows it's a sorority house.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then everyone in there was associated in one way or another with sororities and a frat. And then, a couple of them had left their sororities, and I think Ethan was probably on his way out of his. And so then you have the Greek Road path, which is that path right from 1122 straight over to Sigma Chi and Greek Row.
Right.
So,
I agree with you 100%. What about you guys? Rest of you guys?
Oh,
Willie
yeah, Greek. Absolutely, 100% they were involved.
Golf?
Yeah.
Well, you know me. I'm not going to say either way. I mean, it seems I'm the only thing me, Tommy. It's
right.
hard.
I know you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'll say is I'm still stuck on the Oregon car. I will never drop that one.
I'm with you.
I'm with you on that too. I think that was part of it.
I'm with you on that too.
Yeah.
But I think there's a correlation between the two. I really do.
Yes, I believe that as well.
So do you think Anne's going to put on a third-party defense?
I don't think so. That's not her job. She's just gonna focus on Brian. She probably knows more of who it possibly could be, I'm sure. But
I think she knows exactly. I think she knows.
What do you mean that's not her job? She's going to focus more on Brian. That is focusing on Brian. That's getting him off.
No, because then she'll have to prove that the other person did it. That's not her job at all. Her job is to prove that Brian didn't.
Okay, so wait a second. So in the Karen Reed trial, they did a third-party defense. Where did they prove that somebody else killed John?
Well, I mean, I don't know how.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but when you start putting on a third-party defense like that, I really think it's a different strategy than she's going for, because then you would have seen that already. Number one.
Why?
I think it would have been very clear because of all the motions she filed.
We still have a year.
I don't believe she's. Yeah, but but I'm telling you, the preparation to me doesn't look like she's gonna do that at all. I could be wrong, Willie, but in the way she's going with this, it doesn't look like that to me, to be honest with you.
Well, I'm just, and the only reason I say that is because, like in the Karen Reed trial, they blamed, they were saying Colin and they were saying Higgins. So they didn't prove beyond a reasonable doubt that either one of them did it, but they put on a third party defense, and she, and we know what happened in that trial. So that's why I'm saying that, because, we have a lot of characters now that are in play, and you figure Anne has to know, Anne has to be aware of these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm asking.
The only thing, they have dropped little hints here and there, but I think if she was going for that, it would have been a much stronger scent of a third party defense. Willie, I could be wrong here. That's just my own opinion.
Well, I'm just curious if the defense is allowed to, I know, the cops didn't really look in, or whoever tested the DNA really didn't look into it. Is Ann Taylor allowed to do her own DNA testing on those 3 samples or no?
I think they did. They did that.
So the defense did.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if they got the same DNA as they had, or if they had I know they built the family tree. They had someone, or they have someone do that, but I don't know about them releasing the actual DNA.
hmm
Why wouldn't she
I don't
have
know. I don't know. That's why I'm at, because I don't know how that
unless
works. Like,
unless there's nothing left of it.
yeah, like I don't know if she just gets handed all the evidence of what what was found. Like I don't know if she's allowed to do any extra testing into those three that they
If
stopped
there's
looking
a
into.
third party, I think it would be upcoming because they haven't got everything from the prosecution yet.
I know they're still
And
waiting for the evidence.
even though I think she knows who did this because they do have an investigator and all that. I think they do know who did this. I don't think that she would do the third party until a little bit later here when more information starts coming in. And it's going to be interesting with the suppressions and all that which is coming up.
And
She
maybe it
said
also
it.
depends on the strategy that the prosecution has. So if they're going to go down a road that requires her to do the third party defense, maybe she'll do it. I don't know.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, we don't really know. Like, to be honest, we don't really know what the hell's been handed over. We don't know anything. So at any point, they could hand over something to her that shows her, hey, we have a third party defense here. So if everything wasn't handed over yet, we don't know what she could come in possession with.
Especially
but there was
footage.
a deadline, so I don't know.
Well, there was a deadline, but I nothing came up on the site because usually if they hand over any discovery, it always shows up on the site.
So that's what I mean. So does that mean that they had nothing else?
I mean,
yeah,
that probably
and if they
means
don't have nothing else,
Exactly.
if they don't have nothing else, they don't have a case. They don't
Exactly.
It's going to get tossed out.
I
It's
think
gonna
they're
get
holding.
tossed
No,
out.
they're holding something. I'm for sure about that.
They can't hold anything. They
They
can't
are
hold
holding
anything.
something, which is not going to be anything, Tommy. Trust me. It's just they think
It's illegal. They can't hold something and surprise them at the end.
No, they are holding part of the DNA. They never got that.
They're not going to be able to use it in trial. And I'll tell you what, this new judge isn't going to put up with their shit. He ain't going to say, he's going to set a deadline.
That would have
He's going to set a deadline. And if they don't come up with it, they can't use it in trial.
But the problem is, Tommy, and you know it as well as I do, that because they didn't get to see it, they don't know. Like now, how the hell did you get to Brian? That one question they need answered. And they don't have
phone number.
They never got
That's what I'm saying. They'll have to throw the case out of court.
Well, yes.
If they can't supply how they got Brian Koberger's name and come up with that information, and they're withholding
they are
evidence.
withholding it. They are, because
exactly
that part of the DNA they never got as discovery, which is like so messed up. But we'll see if the new judge will change things up. But I'm telling you, they are already withholding things that we know of.
Yes.
Well, then the death penalty has to come off the table. Then, if that's true,
it has to come off the table. They can't use
it. Period.
They can't use it. Period.
They
I agree,
said that they can't. They're not going to use it. But then, what the problem is still? How did you get to Brian? If you're not going to use the DNA, then how did you get to Brian?
Phone number.
Well,
we looked in the area. What numbers disconnected from the network around the times of the murders? We found this number, this number, this number. We looked into Brian Koberger. Bang.
There's all kinds of ways, and I heard that they got it way earlier than they're stating. And that they got it because all they did was look up the Elantras that were pulled over, and the August pullover came up with his name. So, I mean, that's a simple thing to do right there.
Yeah, I think it's very easy how they can get to anybody. I mean, they cleared 1,000 people. How'd they get to them?
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I'm just going by what they said.
I think I know what Golf is saying, because I think Ann knows that they probably got it.
Well, and then another thing they're holding back, that we know that they're holding back because we haven't seen anything about that, is the cast report. That's the other thing. Of
Exactly.
course
That's what they're.
back.
And if they hold that back,
I don't have a
they're
cast
not going to
report.
be able. They're not going to be able to use it in court, and they can't. They can't just bring up something new. Once certain dates end, and it's ended, they can't all of a sudden say, "Oh, here's a new witness."
They didn't save anything. Remember?
Mhm.
Yeah,
No, yeah, and
they
I know
can't do
that.
that.
I'm just saying they asked for the cast report. They
Mhm.
said in a hearing that the FBI had it.
Mhm.
They were trying to get it from
Mhm.
the FBI. That's all we heard about it, and that never
So
came
what do
out.
you? Okay, then let me ask you this: what do you
Mhm.
think the judge is going to do when they don't hand over the cast report? They don't say how they got the Kohlberger. They're not handing over footage. They're not handing over, and which I think is a very key point is the footage in front of Floyd's weed shop, because it's going to show that Brian Kohlberger did not drive
Going the
by.
wrong direction.
Right.
Exactly. And that's the piece they're not going to, and if they don't, what do you think the judge is going to do? If you were the judge, what would you do?
Well,
I'd
hopefully
save my
more
ass
than
and do the right
Triple
thing.
J.
Right.
Hopefully more than
He's going to
Triple
toss.
J.
He's going to say.
What?
He's going to throw it out of court. He's
Can I
Well,
going to
now
ask
that's
say,
out of Latah.
what?
Maybe, the judge doesn't have fear like Judge had. I mean, listen, if you tell me
Right.
you're going to burn the
yes,
courthouse down and I have a family and shit, I'm scared to make any kind of decision because
Yes,
at any point in time, you
exactly.
guys know where I live. You know what I mean?
Exactly, Willie. Exactly.
yeah,
Hey, Golf,
yeah.
what do they have to turn over to the public at the moment?
To the public, nothing. But
Thank you.
as discovery, as
Discovery's a whole
discovery,
different
yeah,
thing.
that's different
Mhm.
for the defense.
But that's
But
not they don't have to turn that over to us, right?
no,
They
no,
don't have to,
no,
they
of
don't have to
course
tell us
not.
shit.
No,
But
no. But
we
it
are
does.
all saying that they don't have this and they have that. We have no idea.
Yeah, but Ann does.
No. Hold on,
No.
Terry, because every time there's a discovery and then there's a request, everything has ended up on the court website. Every handover has ended up on the court website.
Is that normal?
I'm not saying it's actually, we can't read what's in it, but it's still there that it was handed over.
But
Have
is it
you
normal?
seen anything about the cast report? Have you seen any
No.
discovery being
Yeah, they
handed
have a
over?
draft.
No, I'm
Is
saying
it
on the
normal that
website.
they turn it
No.
over? I mean, are they just
Yes.
doing it just to kind of drip feed
So
us?
they have not handed it over because it would have been up there as being something that was handed over.
That's what I'm trying to figure out what we are. How do we know what's going on if we're not allowed?
Because Ann's not screaming Brian's innocent if there's some shit on Brian, period. And the other chick's not saying it's a privilege to represent Brian Kohlberger if they have this bombshell on Brian that we don't know about, but the defense knows.
They don't
There's
have
no
that.
way two lawyers are saying that and they're not even getting paid from Brian.
Right.
They have a bombshell. They have a
I just go by
bombshell.
language.
They have the real
Yeah.
cast reports. I bet you they have the real cast report thanks to Cyree. They have
Exactly.
the real cast report. So they can prove that Brian was not even in the area.
So why would they think Brian's guilty?
But at the same time, they still need to know what cast report the FBI and the Latah County depended on to get to Brian.
Well, I think the new judge is he's gonna look at everything, and he's gonna watch these hearings, right? And he's gonna watch Cyree sit there going, everything I've seen so far is exculpatory to Brian.
Exactly. That's what I mean. This judge has no emotional attachment to this case. Like, this judge should do the right thing.
Man, zero.
Really.
Zero.
Yes.
And what is he gonna do when he looks at everything? Because when you look at this whole picture, they don't have a case, and it's a bunch of garbage. PCAs, a bunch of lies.
Tommy, let me ask you a question. How many documentaries have you watched on other cases where they've had even more than they have on Brian right now, and that person didn't even get arrested? A ton, correct?
Lots.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
So how the hell are they even keeping this guy?
Right.
Exactly.
Shouldn't even be in jail.
It's mind-boggling.
Right.
It is. It is mind-boggling. And then doesn't that? What do you? Okay, Ty. What do you think? I haven't heard from him for a while.
Well,
Another chilling.
I think there's some information we have and some that we don't, and I don't think there's a lot of value in going over things that we don't know and there's no way we can figure it out, because we do have significant evidence and information. For example, instead of talking about, Brian Koberger's car wasn't there, we know that, but we also know that the car in Oregon was owned by someone who works with Esty, and Esty sold the car to her, so he owned it, and he's been involved in that house for a long time, and so that's something that's meaningful. I mean, it has to be it means something.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's like
It
golf was
cannot be a
saying with the car.
coincidence. It
Yeah,
just
no, it's not a
cannot.
coincidence. No possible way.
And if you
no,
compare it to the gas station photo, I showed it to you. You
it's
have
that
all the
car.
pictures,
It's
uh,
that car.
Tommy. I sent all
Yeah,
that
I
over
do.
to you,
Yep,
and it
Yeah,
is
it's the
the
right
same.
year.
It's the same car,
It's the same car.
and
Yeah.
there are 3 people sitting in it that I can make out. 3 people in that car. So it's not the that undercover police officer car, because they were only 2 of them. So it's not
No,
that
I
one,
wouldn't. No, it's not that.
because people
Yeah.
were like, "Oh no, that's that cop car." No, it's not,
Right.
because they were only 2 of them in that cop car, not
And I
3.
think part of the value of that evidence is that, this is a company town. It has been for a long time. And so you look at the people who are entrenched there, the people who are in the hierarchies of the different groups that are doing the different things they're doing. Like, for example, you got Christ Church, Doug Wilson, in October before these murders, before these crimes, he was talking about no quarter November. And he's
Yeah.
got that
Yeah, I've
flamethrower
showed
out.
that. I've showed that. I've showed that video on here.
Yeah, I mean that's
So yeah,
meaningful. That's and I think that it's not the case that the 4 victims just sort of rolled into Moscow and took over all the product distribution and all the other rackets, and so that's why they drew attention to themselves by the power structure. I don't know what they did, but they were never in control of any of it.
right.
They're just another group of kids cycling in and cycling out.
Yeah, I honestly, if you ask me, I don't think they had any clue what was going on in that house.
Who?
They did not. The kids that live there.
What?
You don't think they knew what was going on in the
No,
house?
I really don't. I don't think they knew the extent of it. I really don't think they did.
Okay, I'm gonna
Whoa,
ask.
wait.
Are you talking
No.
I don't know
about?
the extent of anything, though. Carry on.
Well, are you talking about the kids like Maddie and Kaylee? And
Yeah, the people that lost their lives.
okay, so
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I get that. And you know what? What do you, just out of curiosity, and I'm going to ask, and I only want golf to answer. What is your thought that Kaylee was texting on? Why she was so much on her phone that night at the grub truck?
100% it had to do with what was going down with Adam. Whoever Adam is, I'm not convinced that Adam is the Adam, because there was another Adam, as we learned, and they
An
could have
older
been
guy,
more.
right?
Yeah, and 100%, because what we heard on that recording was not just like, "Hey, Maddie, what did you tell Adam?" It doesn't start like that. It starts with, and this is important, and I keep saying it, it starts with something like, "They're gonna get you girls for this." And then she asks,
Yeah, it starts with that.
it starts
Yeah.
with that. That's not an
Yeah.
innocent little like, "Oh, I just told him I don't love him anymore." You don't get like that hardcore about something like that.
Right.
So can I say that
And here's
it doesn't really start with him saying that, though. We're starting in the middle of their conversation.
No, we're not. Then you haven't seen the full clip.
From
You
them
have
coming out of the corner club?
Nope. There is the full.
Well,
if you
we
listen
don't
to
know
the
what
full
they were
clip-
saying. Well, yeah, but we don't know what they were saying before we
No.
could before it came into the audios,
Yeah.
where the audio could pick it up. We don't know what they were saying before they got there.
Well, as soon as the audio caught what they were saying, and they never show this. Like, you can watch, the only place I ever found this was on TMZ, and they still have it up. And it starts out, they're gonna get you girls for this, and then it goes into, Maddie, what did you tell Adam?
Yeah, that's the video we have. But I'm saying that we're catching them in the middle of their conversation. They didn't walk all the way from the corner club, not saying anything to each other.
No.
So I think he's reacting to a topic of conversation, and that topic is what made Kaylee ask Maddie what she told Adam.
Well, that's what I'm pointing out, is like, what was the topic of conversation? What was that so important that the boys said they're gonna get you girls for this?
Yeah. But
it's not like, like, would you get a girl for this?
But what was said before that, I think, is what we need to ask. Is
exactly.
I'm wondering what was said.
Some college kids on their phone.
Okay, that's like, I think where it said, where they first said it, they're going to get you girls for that, Maddie, or whatever, and then it says that. I think there was something in between, and I think the last thing said, would you tell Adam? And I think it's all related. It doesn't matter what there's. I think it was all related. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there was more. Yeah,
they probably walked out of the corner club talking about that topic, whatever it was. But and as you mentioned earlier, Maddie was by far more under the influence of something, compared to everyone else.
Big time.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind too, is if you look at the corner club footage, you see Maddie and Kaylee talking to Jack D, and I believe that's Jack D. And if you look at the time frame that they were talking, it was much longer after they took off from the bar. So there might have been some conversation with Jack D as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Rory.
I was just going to say,
Rory's
you
in
mentioned,
there too, so.
yeah, thanks. You mentioned that about
I
them
gotta
being
bring up truth and justice here.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi.
All right. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
I think, who was it? Ty was just talking. So Ty, yeah, keep going.
Oh, yeah. What was I saying? Oh, I think I lost my train of thought now. Oh no, you were talking about them being.
Sorry, I forget what you were saying too.
Someone was talking about the victims being naive, and you can see it obviously in Kaylee and Maddie. They don't seem to have any sense of awareness that there's something serious going to happen. And then what I would say about that is, Ethan arguing with David is you don't go from two guys beefing to what happened at that house. And then also with the police, they're always giving warnings. It wasn't serious. It was warnings about misdemeanors.
Just strange.
You don't go from misdemeanors you don't go from beefing and misdemeanors to that, to quadruple.
Right.
So
I think something stemmed from that conversation with Jack D. I believe that something was said about that, because Maddie wanted to hit the door according to her body language on that picture, and that's my observation.
Right.
What was she trying to get on it?
What's the question?
Oh, what was she trying to get on her phone? Well, what was she taking a picture of?
Who are you talking about?
I think
Kaylee. You said she was trying to get a door on her phone or something?
No, what I said was, according to her body language, she wanted to get the heck out of the corner club when she was talking to Jack D. So whatever that conversation was, I don't think it was all that pleasant by the observation of her body language. I was just saying. So it might have stemmed from something like that on the way too. And that's why Jack S said they're going to get you for this. It might be something to do with that. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it was all tied in. And what's
think,
what's the
yeah.
name down below? Truth and Justice. I can't read that. It's too. Wait, it's. Let me blow this up.
Sorry.
Oh, I can't. Still can't see it because the other thing is in the way. Anyway, I know you. What?
You know me?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. What's the name?
It's my real name is Anna, but that's
Oh, okay, Anna.
that's something that I decided to put on my page, I guess.
Okay, what is it though? Truth and Justice or
Truth
something?
and Justice True Crime with Anna D.
Okay, Anna D. That sounds familiar. You got a channel?
Yeah, I just started it actually.
I think I've been there before.
I just started it just like a week ago.
Okay,
Because you guys
that's
inspired me.
familiar. Oh well, that's a good thing. And what are your thoughts on this?
I just know that there's more than one person that did this.
Definitely.
I just don't have my
100%.
notes with me.
Yep.
Yeah, it has to be.
Why
more
is
than
there
one
so many
person.
of us? Why is there so many of us and people can't? I don't even see how they can be charging them. I just
Exactly.
doesn't
Dude,
make
listen.
sense.
Do you know the balls you would have to go into a house like that and then just pray that the other two people in the house aren't dialing 911?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna.
Or
Yeah.
maybe they got a gun. Maybe they got a gun.
But that's what I mean.
Maybe.
You
Yeah.
have to sedate or like keep. You have to control the one person in the room to be able to
Right.
slay the other person while the other one's sitting there, I guess, watching you. And two occasions, and then you have two other people in the house that you don't even check on. They could have dialed 911 as soon as you entered the home. And yet this
Right.
person's so
Exactly.
confident that Ellie's not showing up for how many hours?
Yep.
Like, come on.
Was it 8 hours?
And so
Yeah.
confident, and they're trying to accuse a guy that they can't even prove has ever been in the house. That doesn't know that one of these people doesn't have a fucking 357 Magnum sitting by their bed.
Exactly. That's what I said, dude. Like
And a
knowing,
knife sitting by their
knowing
bed.
this person has fucked with my mind so bad, Tommy. Like I wish I never knew Brian
Right.
ever. I wish I never knew him, dude. Because like I have to sit here and watch this, knowing this person. Like why couldn't they do this to somebody else? Fuck.
Yeah.
Hours and hours and hours over this case, man. I mean, just ridiculous.
But I'll tell you what, the wave back home in the hometown, because remember, like everybody from Broadheadsville, Effort, Albrightsville, we all know each other. So like, we're all friends with each other on Facebook. And in the beginning, everybody was posting shit that he was guilty. Now,
Yep.
People are thinking otherwise because of how much has come out that people are able to actually see now than before. It was more like if you thought he was innocent or in the middle, you were crazy. You know what I mean? So people were scared from my hometown to like come out and really share what they think, and more they're becoming more comfortable. So just wait.
Right.
It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. 17 discoveries. That's just ridiculous. I've never seen a state do something like this. Told my kids, I said, don't ever go to Idaho. I'm sorry.
Could you imagine giving your ex 17 chances?
Yeah, no.
But they say judge is biased, right? Yeah, okay. Biased.
I think
Judge
he's
is
buddy
biased towards the
with
defense.
Thompson with Santa Claus.
Yeah. No. The family came out and said that Judge is biased towards the defense. So that means he's biased for Anne. And I'm like, what the hell? He's given him 17 chances to hand everything over. How is he biased in any way?
That
Like, if
family
anything, he's
just
biased.
wants blood. That's all they want is blood.
Yeah.
Because I understand.
Keeps changing the date.
Yeah.
How many times did he change the date that the deadline?
Exactly.
I think three times. At least 3 times.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Tommy, I have a question for you, if I can ask. It's based on experience that you've talked about before, especially with Rory, and so if this had to do with product distribution,
What about it? What do you add?
if this had to do with distributing products, Can you hear me okay? Because I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm getting a big echo from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
getting an
think
echo.
it
I'm
comes
getting
Okay.
an
from
echo.
Truth and Justice.
Me.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta
mute,
shut. You
so
gotta
I know
shut
it's not me.
your YouTube up. You gotta X your YouTube out.
Who am
Oh,
I?
Anna, yes, you.
But,
Try that.
Oh, so
yeah, you
like
got
if I
X the
okay.
There.
YouTube out. There you go. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's better now. I think. Yeah. Thank
Awesome.
you. Okay.
is
Okay.
mine
What were you
clear?
saying, Ty?
Yep, you're good.
Yep.
Oh,
Everybody's good.
so
Okay.
my question, Tommy, is that if this had to do with product distribution, I don't know how many reasons they could have good enough to do what they did, because you've got that Port of Lewiston 30 miles away, and
Yep.
cartels,
Yep.
they really
You've been
highly
watching
value.
my channel for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, but I just happened to read this just in a different, nothing to do with the case, but the cartels, they really highly value ports, because that's
Yep.
how the Sinaloa cartel got its big jump on everybody, because they knew to take over the ports and keep them and other routes. But so I just don't think that they would. I don't think they would sanction that or give a green light on something like this to draw that much attention.
Hell no.
Do
And they're
you?
using guns.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. No.
They ain't using no knives and risking somebody hitting them in the back of the head or something.
Nope,
Some of the
that's not
cartels
true.
do use the knives, though.
That's not
I've
true.
seen stuff.
I've seen a
I'm
lot
kind
of
of far
cartel
away
hits.
from
One person? You saw one cartel member take on a whole house full of people? Where?
That no.
Never.
That's not what I'm
No,
saying.
that's not what she's saying. That's not what she's saying.
I'm saying I've seen cartels be
Mm-hmm.
brutal, taking
Oh,
people
yeah.
apart with knives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
It
a week
depends
after
on the
this happened,
message.
the cartel gunned down a whole family in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it depends on the message they want to send.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, they're
exactly.
capable of doing that, tearing people
They're
apart
capable of doing
with
that.
knives.
Are they in this case? I have a hard time with that. I do, even with the
Me too.
Farley thing, and I just have a hard time with it because I think it's very personal, and I think it's people that knew what was going on. I knew the house and knew, yeah, and I think it's somebody very close by. And there, I don't know. The car.
I think somebody snapped that night, man. I don't think this was planned at all.
That could be,
because like one of the body cam footages we saw the cops pull up and not one person that lives in that home was there. But yet we're supposed to believe the only people in the house that night were the residents that lived there. Nobody else was in the home. Come
right?
On.
Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Well,
On a
they had
Saturday?
a cleanup crew for 8 hours.
Somebody was in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know who.
Well, but we know 8 people it could have been, because we've seen. Well, we have 4 that we know their identities over on Taylor by the path, the Greek Road path, and so we saw 8. The 4 runners, we can't tell who they are, but we know that's 8 people, coming off that path. So.
And right at the exact time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
What do you mean? It was a quiet night.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was a quiet night.
But that's what I was saying earlier. I think a lot of people had their own roles and what they were doing in a certain time frames.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was one of the very first narratives they pushed out too. One of the very first things I heard was it was a quiet night.
Yeah, they were all
One of
sleeping.
the very first things. Yeah.
Tucked
they
in.
were all sleeping. Right.
Yep. Dylan tucked them all in.
Story kept changing.
Yep.
And we still don't know where Dylan and Bethany were that evening.
No, we
when
don't.
they were out on the town or whatever.
No.
They can't just say where they were or who they were with.
They probably weren't even in the house when it happened.
They weren't.
Exactly. I don't even think they were.
I think Bethany was there, and I think that's what the exculpatory evidence is. I think that she knows that Dylan wasn't home.
Well, didn't they change what level Dylan was on?
Willie, think about it.
Or Bethany?
Think about it. if she gets on the stand and says Dylan wasn't home,
Oh boy.
Dylan's testimony gets thrown out the fucking door. Case gets thrown out.
It better.
Yeah.
But she can't
It
even
would.
say it was Brian because all it is bushy eyebrows. So how can they even place him in there if it's just bushy eyebrows?
Yeah. There's not. Listen.
Right.
There's not even a race. What color is the person she saw? Does anybody know?
No.
Nope.
Oh, but it's Brian. Okay.
No.
But
Okay.
that's
has to be
even.
Brian.
But that's all
I'm going to
irrelevant.
introduce.
And
I'm going to introduce Mr. Rory.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Did the party just start? Did the party just start? Because there's a lot of people up in this party right now. What's up?
8 people. Holy shit.
Damn. You got a full house, Tommy. What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
You got a full house, buddy.
Friday Night Live, man. That's the way I'm going to start doing this shit.
Screw Saturday Night Live. It's Friday Night Live, boys. What's up?
Right?
Willie, what's up, dude? Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, brother? I haven't seen
What's
you
up,
in a while.
Yeah, it's been
How
a
you
minute,
been?
dude. I'm good.
Right?
I'm having a good time, dude. Having a good time.
You sound it, man. That's good.
Cool.
Oh, dude, life is good,
Hey.
man.
What's your take on all this, dude? I know you left for a while, but I haven't really checked back in with you.
Nothing has changed, my friend.
Nothing. Okay.
Nothing has changed. Brian needs to be let out tomorrow, and so actually, I want to announce. So tomorrow, I mean, I don't want to self-promote it, but anyways, tomorrow, me and AR Hayes are going to have a wonderful conversation about how. So when is Brian going to get transferred? How is he going to get transferred? What is going to be his new life in Ada County Jail? And all of that good stuff. I highly recommend you come and listen to it because it's going to be very informative. Be
Now,
there tomorrow.
are they going to put him in segregation? Because I watched the whole walkthrough and tutorial.
We're gonna
on
talk
the
about
jail.
all that tomorrow, 2 p.m. Pacific time. We will talk about all that tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What time? What time is it, right?
2 p.m. Pacific.
So that's.
We will talk about all that. We will
Maybe
explain
5
all that to you.
5
That's
o'clock for my time.
3 o'clock.
So that's 4 o'clock your time, Tommy.
Listen, I just hope he's as safe as in this jail as he
We
was in the last
we
jail.
will
That's
talk
all I
about
want.
all that because trust me, I've been thinking about that as well. How is BK gonna adjust to his new life there, and will he be safe? Will he be safe? That is number one. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
So what I missed?
I think they'll be watching it. Oh, we're talking about all kinds of stuff. The first thing that we talked about
Terry,
was,
what are you doing? What is Terry doing? Terry, you put your feet in the
you
air.
must be on your phone. You must be on your phone, Amber.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I am on my phone.
Yeah.
Terry, this is
Terry,
not
what the
OnlyFans.
Yeah, what the fuck are you
This
doing?
is not OnlyFans, Terry.
Terry.
Oh my goodness.
How do I tip?
Getting her stretch up. Yeah, where's the portal for that? Let me know the tip on that one.
Hey, Rory, check out chat
Oh
in the
my god! Okay,
backstage.
yeah, I just got
What's
up.
that, Natural?
I must have kicked
So
it.
check
I
out-
was like
check out
stretching
chat
my leg.
backstage.
Oh
Chat?
my
All right,
God.
hold on, girls.
Yeah, so
I'm
I just
sorry.
want to give you
I
heads up.
apologize.
I was in the hot. Ooh, okay. All right, thank you for
Okay,
telling me.
all right.
All right. Okay. All right.
Oh, where'd he go?
I think he went to go hit somebody up real quick.
I don't know, but I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I did not know.
All right.
I was sitting here trying to stretch my leg.
So what
Yeah,
were we
yeah.
talking about, though? Who
Can
was
I
talking?
answer?
Somebody was talking.
Can I answer, Willie? Because
Yeah, go
Willie
ahead.
asked,
Yeah,
did they not change the where Dylan was in relation
Oh
to
yeah,
the house?
yeah.
Yes, they did. Yes, sir. They sure changed that because
What was that? Golf?
originally when they had their press conference, we were told that Dylan and Bethany was on the first floor. Do you remember that?
Yep.
So yes, that changed too. So
Right.
again, I always question these things because they're important because obviously they knew that from day one where these girls were. There's nothing changed. It's the same with the timeline. All that still sticks together. So yes, you're correct about that, Willie. They did change it.
Yeah, so that's a big tell right there. You know, that's why I think the whole everything she saw, it's all fake. In my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is all irrelevant because either she was, on the first floor or she wasn't at home. because she's sure she wasn't on the second floor, because we were told she wasn't.
Yeah. Plus she's on the floor where, like, you know, stuff's happening, and she's gonna say that's impossible to say. You didn't hear nothing. Above you, okay. On the same floor in the same hall where it's gonna echo, get out of here. I ain't buying it.
Yeah,
She
no,
had
they
to hear
threw
something.
I don't buy
they
any of
threw
it.
that they threw her under the bus completely with that, because
Now, aren't there apps where it could show you like how much, like going up steps and stuff? What's the app called?
Yes, there is, but I don't know what it's called.
You
if
know what
you
I'm talking
have a
about?
phone, if you have one of those.
So
I've heard of it.
All I want to see, the only thing I really want to see in this case so bad is that 8 hours. I want to see the phone information from Bethany and Dylan. That's all I want. I want to see if they were going up steps, if they were, you know what I mean?
Right. Yep. Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope the hell we get to hear something about that.
Where they were, and guess who can do that?
Sai?
Yes, I can. Yep. He probably already knows, you guys.
And
I'm
by
sure he does.
now, Twix too, probably.
Right? Twix.
Twix. He learned it.
Twix is out there. I've been putting.
Twix is in school right now. Yeah, he's learning these things.
Yeah, I'm putting out the link. I was wondering if it's gonna jump up.
Oh, I don't know if he's up here.
Where are you going? No. What? Where the hell
He had to go. He had to go make a phone call quick, I think.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just going by process of elimination here of what was put in the back chat. That's all.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to jump down, but I wanted to let you guys know that when you seen that order from the Supreme Court, they have a little code. It says the the ICC rule, the Idaho Criminal Rule 25. Look that up, and it'll tell you that judge can be disqualified if either the defense or the state wants them to. I don't have it right
Say that again. Say that again.
Criminal Idaho Criminal Rule 25, and I think it's like the little colon, not the colon, the little
asterisk.
It's like A9 something else.
Okay.
It says that little code for like disqualification of the judge.
Okay.
I looked that up, and it says that either the defense or the state can ask for this judge to be disqualified if they wanted to. But I don't have everything in front of me, so.
Okay. That's interesting.
Is this the new judge, or?
Yeah,
right?
It's on the paper stating who his judge is going to be. I mean,
so,
I don't know.
If the defense doesn't like this judge, they can put in some kind of motion to get him out of there and put in like this Amanda Blazeford, right, or something like that.
Yeah, it says this. If I get disconnected, I'm sorry. It says Idaho Criminal Rule 25 disqualification of a judge, and then it says A, disqualification of a judge without cause in all felony and misdemeanor criminals, and then you have to go down
without cause. Huh? Okay.
So it's
how it should be.
It's 9, and then you go down. They said A and C. Where is that paper? I don't know if I took a picture of the paper. Let me see. I might have taken a picture for the paper. No, I didn't.
Okay, but what they're saying then is that, like, if the defense doesn't like the judge, they can actually put in for another judge, then, right?
Right. It says for the A, it says a judge when acting in an appellate capacity, unless the appeal is a trial, and then it says D nova, and then it says C, a judge who has been appointed by the Supreme Court to preside over a specific criminal action. So it says Rule 25, and then it says A 9. You have to go down to 9.
All right. Well, what is everybody thinking about this judge? Not any ideas or what your idea is on this judge?
This judge, I think this judge is gonna. I don't think it's going to go to trial for sure. And he's going to look at this information. And he's going to be like, this is the most asinine thing I ever saw in my life. There's nothing here. There's nothing to go by.
Let's hope.
Yeah, let's hope. Well, Terry, your idea?
I was just thinking
Terry,
something. What if Brian, I mean, they said Brian had no connection to the victims, right? But they never said Brian had no connection to the witnesses. So I know we're talking about cleanup, but aside from cleanup of the blood and everything in the house, you also have to clean up your mobile data and your mobile tracks as well. So, and this is just a theory. I don't know. What if Brian's somehow involved with this because one of the chicks that, one of the witnesses that were still in the house hit up Brian because they needed to get something off their phone. And that's how Brian's involved in this. I've always thought about that as a possibility.
What do you mean get something off their phone? What do you mean?
Okay, so again, we're talking about cleanup, right? 8 hours of cleanup, but you also have to clean up, like when you clean up physically, you also have to clean up digitally, right? And what's Brian's, Brian's job? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, just from what we don't know if Brian had a connection to any of the two survivors. You know what I mean? So
you know what else we don't know? Did he have a connection to anybody else that we're blaming as maybe in the Sigma Chi house or in the bar or anywhere in that car?
Mm-hmm.
No one has looked.
Okay, guys, who did BK rub shoulders with the most? What is his when
he was the teacher assistant, those kids didn't like him.
No, people in the lab.
So
kids hated him.
Actually, who he rubbed shoulders with a lot and what he aspired to be was law enforcement. He had access to PD. He had access to the forensics department. He had access to all that stuff. So actually, I think we're looking in the wrong direction here. He shook hands with Moscow PD. He shook hands with the forensics department. He knows all those people. So
I was talking to Annie, but didn't they send? And I was talking to Annie earlier, and I don't know if this is true, but didn't they send evidence to WSU to be examined? And I know that's not his area.
Yeah,
but
I think they did, didn't they?
If he's part of that whole crime, the whole crime TA, I don't know what they have there. You know what I mean? And he's shaking hands with people, and they're doing this and having lunch together. And then this person goes off to go check out the evidence. Brian goes back to his classroom, but Brian's, you know what I mean? Brian's DNA is now on that person.
DNA is everywhere.
Everywhere, dude. Dude, his DNA is all over those departments, okay? He shook hands. He could have even gone to the Moscow Police Department himself. We don't know that yet. We do not know.
Mm-hmm.
We do know they got pulled over twice.
Right.
And when he handed his license over to those police people, he even gave them their phone number, bro. So you know what, dude? Like, there's so many opportunities for him to have rubbed shoulders, passed his DNA off onto forensic people in the WSU department or the MPD department, the University of Idaho, all of that, dude.
And I think Anne's gonna cover. Anne's gonna just cover that. She's gonna rip that shit. She's gonna rip that DNA to shreds. Yeah, she's gonna definitely rip. Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
I hope so, and I hope we get to see, the cross-examination of both the survivors, and not just cut out during that time.
Okay, so here's another thing I want to talk about. So, what is the behavior of Bill Thompson? Ever since he had to admit that he had to somehow awkwardly admit to Edelman that, wait, there's no stalking, right? Like, you know that, right? And Edelman's like, I don't, what? Like, this is he's
been quiet, bro.
Fucking heard of it. That was it for Bill Thompson, okay? So this, for me, in my opinion, I think that was the catalyst to getting that trial out of Latah County, because that's when I think everyone started to realize we have a real problem here. I want to say this. Is Bill Thompson going to be on this case anymore? What do you guys think? Is Bill Thompson
I don't think so.
I think he's done.
I don't think so. I think he should retire where he's at right now.
How the hell are you going to have that guy?
Off on the back. Yeah. He didn't even start off on the front row. I mean, that to me said a ton.
Look at his body. As the prosecution cross-examined, the prosecution has not brought any cross-examination of any sort, and they brought no other witnesses.
And this is his chance. This is his chance. This is his chance to step out of it. This is his chance to step out of it.
No, Judge made the good call. He's like, I'm done with this shit. Good luck in it. He's done. He finally made a good call for himself. As far as
Bill Thompson, want him to go to court and make a fool of himself.
Who?
I don't think he's
pride.
Bill
Because of
Cosby.
pride.
What else are you gonna do?
What else are you gonna? Thank you, Willie.
He doesn't want his house burnt down.
Thank you, Willie. What else are you gonna do?
Well, he's
Right.
still listed as the
Well-
main prosecutor on the
The
side.
guy sings out bars for
case.
Christ's sakes.
By the way,
You know where to find him.
Well, what else they can do? They can drop the charges and tell LE to go find
Well,
the
that'd be
fucking real
great.
people.
But they're not gonna do that because of pride. How are they gonna do that?
Yeah, they can't. They already said that it's nobody in the town, so they can't start looking at people into people that live in the town because they already said it was an outsider. So it's like now they have to go back on everything, and they don't even have a fucking crime scene.
Exactly.
So
Well,
I think they
their
just
fault.
tied their hands for a cold case.
They did. They absolutely tie their hands. What
Yep,
they're trying
that's
to do,
their
like
fault.
Tommy, exactly what they said. They're trying to throw this case, Tommy, because they are screwed. They have nothing. So the only way to get out of it looking somewhat, I don't know, not dumb, is to just destroy it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
They should speak volumes that the feds want nothing to do with this. That's all I'm saying.
That exactly, Willie. I agree. Exactly. I
Can I
agree.
ask a quick question? Okay, think about if you were on a cruise ship, right? And
Mhm.
the captain
In the Bahamas.
cruise ship, right?
Uh,
Decides
Titanic.
to say, "Oh, you know what?" Goes down to one of his, people that might
Darling
be
Nikki.
probably a
Yes, you
brand
know.
new hire here, not qualified, probably at least in that area. There's a ton of people more qualified, and he says, "You're gonna lead the case on the kid that jumped off the side or was falling off the side of the boat, and we never found him. And I'm gonna drive the U-Haul truck to his parents to drive." What? I mean, why is Fry driving a truck and he's got another guy being the head that wasn't even there?
Yeah, that was weird as hell. Him driving the U-Haul in his street clothing.
Right. Well, yeah, and I want to say hi to Darling Nikki. Oh, you gotta set your YouTube down there. You got a lot of noise going on there, Nikki.
I'm gonna mute quick.
Well, yeah, and I want to say hi to Darling Nikki. Oh, you gotta set your YouTube.
That is a lot of echo.
Yeah, what's going on there? You have to
know
shut
how
down
we blame
any
Steve.
other
Starling.
YouTubes.
We all want to blame Steve and all the parents. You know what? Has anybody on this panel lost I know you, Tommy, and you have. So that's why my heart bleeds for you. But lost a child. I mean, you will go to extreme measures to find.
No, I'd shut my mouth because there's 3 other families involved here that want justice.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
So you're blaming him because
I'm
they're
not blaming anybody. I'm just saying they have a lawyer, and that lawyer's doing a terrible job because they already went on camera saying that they were interviewing jurors. What happened? The case got or the trial got moved. Now they go back on News Nation, and the lawyer's with them. Like they haven't learned anything.
Well,
I am so dumbfounded by it.
Do you have a child?
And then what do you think about Steve saying?
Yes. Hold on a second. Yes, I have a child. Yes, I
Thank
do.
you. And if you hired an attorney and that
Uh-huh.
attorney was told, you can't do a damn thing, what would you do?
I would let the justice system work its course like everybody else does.
2 years after and seeing things like
The last thing I would do is tell you or any of the public what I'm going to do. That's the last thing I'm going to do. I'm not going to go on TV and talk about anything because that's helping the defense. Everything they're doing is helping the defense. You understand that?
Did you ever think maybe he's not helping the defense, he's getting it set up?
He's not helping. They just moved the trial.
Yeah, that's what we just thought we wanted to happen. Am I correct?
Do you think the family wanted that?
Well, it's
Willie, okay, Willie,
Steve saying that there was DNA. Now he's saying there's DNA under the knee. You know, he slipped and said that.
Well, he's saying, I mean, everybody's going to take what he said differently. I think he just replaced the word sheath with the word sleeve. If you take out the word sleeve and put in the word sheath, he's saying that there's a sheath under somebody's leg. And I've always thought there was the sheath partially under somebody. So he didn't say anything new to me, in my opinion.
Wait a minute, back up. Did you say chief versus sleeve?
What?
I'm curious.
Sheath versus sleeve, yes.
Okay. So are you saying that a chief was under the body? I mean,
A sheath.
No, he
The
said
sheath.
it. He said DNA. He said DNA. I watched
There's
it.
DNA on the sheath. Which again, if you replace the word sheath with the word sleeve, he's saying exactly what's in the PCA. I don't know. Steve don't know anything that we don't know. They're not going to tell him and trust him not to go out on TV and tell the world, because that's what he's doing. Why would they tell him something that we don't know?
Oh yeah.
Well then, Willie,
I don't know,
why
I'm just using.
is he saying that he has seen footage of BK sitting in front of the house in his car looking at the
Because
house?
he's trying to taint the jury pool, dude.
Well,
Right.
obviously. So I don't want to hear. I mean, okay, so we can't say. Well, then he's lying.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like
that's what I
everything
mean.
else.
Then he's
Yeah,
lying.
they're pushing it. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to
This is
say
lying.
this. I don't. This hurts me. I've seen this guy face to face. I don't want to say this about him, but it seems like he is straight up lying.
Yeah.
From day one.
That's what I think.
Now they're not going to get any information because guess what? It's not in Lato anymore. They're not going to get any kind of inside information. That's over now.
When you go and taint the jury pool and go call your mama baby dramas and uncles and whoever the hell, that's your problem. I don't feel bad for them anymore. That's on them.
So that's why I said if I was the family, the reason I would shut up is because one, I want justice for my kid, and two, I want justice for all three of the families that haven't said a word. Why does anybody care about them?
So to answer your question,
there's
Willie,
more
if they
than one
want true
family
justice,
that's involved with this.
so to answer your question, Willie, if they wanted true justice, like you just said, go home, sit on the couch, and just let it work itself out. But
there you go.
They wanted to interject themselves and make themselves a part of the case and try to influence other people to make a decision on whether BK was innocent.
It's because they know Brian didn't do it.
Because they know
Exactly. Yeah.
you will not press this hard.
Yes.
You will not go this hard unless you had and you knew he was completely guilty. And they
exactly.
Nope. Yep, exactly. I'm so glad we're all on the same page. That's fantastic.
I hope, man, because that's what I'm seeing. I don't know what everybody else is seeing.
I feel the same way. I just feel bad for them because they didn't lose a kid.
I do too, but again, if I'm the father of say Xana, right? I'm calling Steve and saying, dude, you go on one more TV show, I'm coming over there and kicking your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Period.
That's the way I would be. That's the way I would be. Yeah.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
completely agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree with that.
Yeah, because they.
But
because what
and
they're
who
gonna
knows?
do is-
Maybe that is going on.
It could
Who
be.
knows?
Yeah.
Maybe that is going
I'm
on.
sure it has. I'm sure it has. Somebody.
Not when they have the same lawyer.
What, do they all have the same? Shannon Gray is the lawyer.
He's the lawyer with there's somebody else that has him, and then Xana's situation.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that the families are getting.
It doesn't mean they agree. It doesn't mean they're.
I'm just saying they're getting the same guidance from the same lawyer. Two families are. So I don't know about the other two.
Probably Maddie's.
Yeah. The one that was closest to
Yeah, Maddie. I
Yeah.
think Xana and the Ethan's family has nothing to do with them.
Mm-hmm. But like in Xana's situation,
I don't know if they
her,
talk or not, but to me it seems like they
the
had nothing to
Chapins
do
seem
with
like
them.
they just do their own thing, and be left alone.
I'm just saying, if it was me, I'm not them. You gotta understand. My daughter's the only thing I have. So if she was gone and these people are on television jeopardizing her justice, we have problems.
Exactly. Yes.
Big problems.
100%.
If you don't
That's
think,
all.
if you think you're at a point where this is going to go cold, you're going to do whatever you can to at least. You're at the point of you don't even think. You are like, my baby was torn up.
And
somebody's going down for it.
And you know what? That's probably, and that's what I predicted for this case all along, is that it's going to go cold, because you know what? For
There's
number
no
one, there's no crime scene. Exactly. There's no crime scene. He's going to get found not guilty, and they have no place to go. They have no place to go unless they take these people in and interrogate them. But they've had such a long time to get their story straight now that it's going to go.
Tommy, this person or people could have already committed other acts of crimes. These people could be in jail right now. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's been 2 years, for Christ's sakes. They could be out of the country. They could be in jail. I mean, they could be wherever at this point. They're not going to find them after 2 years. Come on.
South Africa, Spain,
anywhere.
I think the people that actually did it were already in jail and then got let out on a technicality already. I think, they were a couple. I'm just going to say that.
You're right, Roy. Let's talk about that. No one has ever mentioned it. What the hell is a furlough to get out of? You're in there for a horrible crime, and they let you go out.
Yep.
And trust you to come back.
Never sat right with me. It's because they either rolled on someone or they had information on something. Only to.
I don't think they have that here in Jersey. We don't have a furlough here in Jersey.
No, it's just in Washington State they did it too. Was it Washington or Idaho?
Idaho.
It was Idaho. Okay, so yeah.
It's darling Nikki. You want to try saying something? There you go, girl. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm so sorry, my voice. I'm sick today.
Good to meet you.
I'm doing good. I spoke to Miss Golf before and Willie, and they know about my story. I'm doing good. I'm a little sick, as you can hear.
Yeah, your voice. I can tell your voice. Yeah.
Good to have you around again, Nikki. Good to
Right,
see you.
thank you. I actually took some cough medicine after work, went to bed, and I woke up and I turned on YouTube and you guys was on.
Oh God, that was
let
a
me
situation from hell.
Shot of whiskey, be good.
I did that yesterday.
There
That's
you
why
go.
I sound like this today. So two things. One, what happened to the 911 call? I have a theory.
Don't even get me going on that one.
I know. We don't know.
And that's my thing. I don't think there was one. I think they called one of the detectives.
I think you're right.
That's a theory because I don't think there was, because there was a famous rapper that passed away a few days ago. And he was part of a trial that's going on down in Georgia right now. He wasn't gone 24 hours before they released the 911 call. How come in every other case we hear a 911 call except for this one?
Because they don't want us to hear who called 911. That's why.
Question, Nikki.
That's why there wasn't one.
Okay, so Nikki, I have a question for you. Why did Hunter Johnson not bring his cell phone over to when he went over to the house and allegedly, this is what happened? So, would you think any person today would forget their phone or not bring it with them to anywhere they go and needed to call from somebody else's phone? I didn't hear your thoughts on that, Nikki.
To be honest, I think he was already over there, but I could be wrong.
Especially if you're called over, Rory. Like if you call me over and you need me right now, dude, and I run out to my car.
My hand. My phone's
exactly.
in my hand.
Right.
What am I doing with it? Throwing it because I'm mad?
Your phone is on your person.
Come on, man.
Thank you.
That's odd. But again, that's what they said. They said that Hunter won. But again, we don't know that to be true or not because we don't have the 911 call.
Nope. We also have the body cam.
Well, one thing you got to think. One thing you have to think here, though, is there was quite a few kids there, and that person probably didn't stay in the house when they called 911. I'll bet you money.
But why? Why were there so many kids there, Tommy? How'd they get there?
Well, I know, but let me finish, though. Let me finish. Okay. The 911 call. We're concentrating on the 911 call right now. If you went outside and all these kids, there's going to be some kids that aren't a part of this or what happened, and they're going to be crying. They're going to be. I mean, it could be because there's too much emotion in the 911 call. I mean, it could be something really awful. I mean, it could be really, really bad.
Well, according to Howard Bloom, it's nothing but wailing, and it's inaudible. It's not evidence. According to Howard Bloom. Right? Am I wrong?
But how would he know that?
Howard Bloom.
Well,
yeah, but how would he know that?
I'm just saying what he said.
Everything is evidence. Everything is evidence. 911 call is evidence. Yes,
exactly.
Everything is evidence. Absolutely.
Two, what happened to the September 6th deadline? What
They changed
happened? They changed.
They changed it. Yeah, we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Can you give me another week or two? I don't know. I'm just
I don't.
Yeah,
That,
they
that
can't
is
find something.
that is strange to me because we discussed this
Now,
before.
what was the exact date that
The
we
6th,
got this
Friday.
doc? Is that when we got it from Judge? No, that he was resigning. That this case was going to Ada County.
The 6th is when they
the same day, the same fucking day.
They already knew that shit. And then, like you said, and then remember, Tommy, we talked, and you said Monday is when they're going to officially announce it. So the 6th is when they already filed. They already had it done. It was already done.
Can I ask you, who called Brian to come there and try to get on with Moscow? Remember, that's what he was he wanted to do, was become part of the Moscow police department and teach the forensics. But they didn't do it, so he went to Washington. How did that happen? Did he just decide that one day? Woke up and said, I'm going to Moscow, Idaho? Or did somebody call him?
I don't know.
Great question. We don't really know. We just don't really know that.
How do we know that is true at all? We don't know if that actually happened.
That's what we're being told. That's just what we're being told.
According to some sources, there were actually a connection. Brian had, I think, family that had gone there before. So that's
Correct.
number one. Number two, he was recommended for this program by one of his professors. So
Correct.
I guess he ended up there via recommendation.
But God, what did they recommend? Him to go to Moscow?
Yeah, no, not Moscow. They recommended whatever program they do at WSU is supposedly a really good one. And you get those positions by recommendation.
Okay, so why are we hearing that he tried Moscow first and didn't make it? So we went.
I've never heard that. I never heard it.
I know I have, but for God's sakes, there's so much out there. It would take me a year and a day to find it. But
Also want to debunk that Brian was on no medication for visual snow. So throw that theory out the window.
What?
This visual snow that everybody said Brian has or whatever.
How do you know that, bro?
How do you know that?
Well, they said that he talked about it like 6-7 years ago. That was his own words. They said. So I thought everybody was under the impression that.
How would we know he was suffering from visual snow?
He said it.
Okay, which time did he say the correct thing? When he said he wasn't, or he was?
He was. This was back. Again, these people brought it up, but this was back. When he was in his early 20s, maybe.
Willie, you just said that he said he didn't suffer from it.
I said he was on no. Yeah, exactly. I said he was on no medication for it. So whatever the hell he was talking about back then, it wasn't serious enough for him to get on any kind of medication. That's
Terry,
all.
Yeah, they were talking about him being on medication for visual snow.
Right.
And what Willie is saying is that he found out from, I guess, people he talked to. Is that correct?
I have a source.
Willie? Yeah. Who said, nope, he wasn't on any medication for it. So he might have thought he had visual snow way back when he was younger or something like that.
So how did it get out that he was suffering from it?
Well, because of those internet posts that we've seen.
Yeah. He talked about it, back in the day, though.
He wrote, there was like this board. I don't know if you've seen those posts, Terry, but there was a board for visual snow. Mm-hmm. And people were talking about, this is what I'm experiencing. And then Brian Koberger was on there too. That's what we've seen, at least, is that visual snow site.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think that I don't suffer from visual snow and I don't have a drug problem, so it's hard for me to I'm just asking a question. If he really was suffering from it and he had done drugs, then he got off them because he wanted to do something different and lose weight and do all his stuff, and it came back, so he decided to go back on drugs and it went away. Is that a possibility?
if it is, he didn't get back on drugs in Pennsylvania. I can tell you that for a fact. So if he got back on drugs, it was out in when he moved. So I know everything that happened when he was in PA, as far as when his drug habits started, stopped, like when he stopped going in for needles to the pharmacy. Like I know all that stuff. So I can tell you, if he relapsed, it was out in Idaho.
Well, I think that is a non-factor because I don't think that this case going to make it to trial, because in my brother case, and I say this for two things. One, in my brother's case, he was Tommy, just for you to know, my brother faced 25 years to life. He had 15 felonies, and I worked this case.
But he had a great
and I
sister.
provide all this scorpatory evidence. Yes, I paid for this lawyer, I paid for his bail, and I actually did my own investigation. I provided the evidence to his lawyer. We went to 3 prosecutors, and in January of this year, he went to court. They gave him a court date of March, but they dropped our charges February 9th. So even though they give you a judge, they give you a court date, it does not mean that they actually want to go to court.
Shit.
And we went through, I'll tell you how many times that they changed court dates. Like at least 5-6 times. They
Sound like
changed
a robot.
court dates.
Yeah, you're cutting out, girl.
Nikki, you're cutting out.
Yeah.
Is this better? Hold on, I'm trying to sit next. Is this better?
Yeah, I think
Let me go back. Hello,
Did we lose
hello.
somebody?
1, 2, 3.
A little bit better, yeah.
Who did we lose?
What's his name? That
Hi,
fellow that
Knots.
was up there. Yeah, yes.
No,
Knots.
he left he left a while ago.
I think it was.
Can you hear me now? Is this better?
Yes.
Wasn't there somebody else sitting down there?
Yeah, it was. I
'Cause
think
I
it was
think-
Ann.
Oh
Was it
God,
Ann?
I have to go outside, sit on my balcony. So, but and again, in my brother's case, we went through 3 prosecutors, and we had the court date changed 6 times. And so we did have a court date of March of this year, but the prosecutor dropped our charges of February. So, it could happen in this case where BK something's going to happen to drop all the charges, because we still don't have all the evidence from the deadline of last week. We still don't have a new motive. What will the prosecutor going to say as an opening? Yeah. What's the prosecutor?
I know. No, you're right, Rory. But that goes back to what we were talking about, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So where I'm a little confused is so this is where I kind of want to
No, we lost somebody else now.
Why do we actually why do we actually think this won't go to trial? Because I have to be completely honest with everybody. I'm still stuck on the DNA. That is the only thing that I have where I'm like.
But you just explained how it could have got there to me.
We know that, dude. We know that, dude. Yeah. But it's just like I guess where I'm getting a little confused is they're not denying it. So I'm just trying to figure out what their play is. I guess I'll just say that's all.
I mean,
I think you're denying
I'd be bigger into that if it was like sweat or something.
Because you're going after the IgG. They're trying to figure out, especially because nowadays they can take just a piece of his dad's DNA and shape it into his. They can do that shit.
Well, I was unaware that you could find out whose DNA was whose DNA in 24 hours. I mean, they find it. They find it in the trash.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And that was absolutely fantastic work. Like, you guys are on top of it.
Yeah, I've never seen a documentary with like that. It's always
never heard of it. That's amazing to me. So, I mean,
they always go back weeks or months later to arrest a person. Never in 24 hours though.
Usually.
So, they went and did it at the high school lab.
Well, remember, it got tested twice. Because the first time they didn't even find shit.
It was the third time they found him. The third time was that one. Right. Yeah. And a lab that is a cold case lab. Okay, they don't do all this new stuff. Okay, they're a cold case lab. So you're telling me some cold case lab? Right. Oh yeah, no, we're in the forefront of this IgG technology that nobody knows dog shit about. But yeah, no, we got you, bro. Look, I'm sorry, I can't do
Yeah.
it, guys. I can't do
That's why he's
it.
clean.
That's why this is such a huge case, and I think
can't do
that's
it.
why they're fighting this,
I can't do
because this is going to affect
Everything.
thousands of cases,
Mm-hmm.
thousands.
Okay, I just thought of something, and I'd love to hear. Okay, so they found his DNA or his touch DNA, correct, on the snap.
No, transfer, not touch. Transfer.
I'm sorry, transfer. Okay.
It's fine, it's fine.
So let's just say he's walking into a house that's dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't know the house that well. Think about something. If your bedroom light is off and you have to walk to the front door and it's pitch black, I can tell you that I walk slow and have to like hit things to get out. Am I correct? Okay, is that what?
Yeah.
You don't just like, whoa, you don't just. And I'm familiar.
Well, that's what I'm. That's
he
what
ran
I'm
right
saying.
in.
It was somebody.
Right.
It was somebody that knew the house very
Obviously.
And I mean, yeah, everything is so obvious. I mean,
Plus, I lived with a chick before, and chicks shed like a MFer, dude. Like when I'm in the shower, I get out the shower, there's chicks' hair all over me. 4 chicks in the house, and now you add blood and hair sticking to areas, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing.
Willie, one sec. Let me finish, okay? So he doesn't know where it's dark, and he's trying to make his way through that house, which is a maze in itself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't even see the damn door to the left as he was walking up, which would be Dylan's, right? If he was focused on somebody else, I could
You mean a target, Terry? Like a target? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, stop that. I'm just trying to set something that's visual. Okay, I'm trying to set a visual thing to people because that's how I learn things. Okay, so you're walking in this house. It's dark. You're not 100% sure. We don't know if he'd ever been there or if he hadn't. But if he had, I doubt it was pitch black. Okay, so
no, that light was on.
The light was on.
Yeah.
The good vibes light was on.
The good vibes light was on.
Yep, good vibes light was on.
So, okay.
And that thing is bright as hell.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that's like a huge neon night light.
It's a bar light. It's like it'll light up a bar. It'll light up.
What if he had night vision?
Not even her. Okay, stop.
What if he had night vision? Yeah. What if he had?
It's $25 on Temu. Anybody could buy it.
Yeah. I think there was stuff like that being used, just like the mouth or the voice changers, and I think the whisper boxes. I think those were being used too.
Okay, where I'm going to finish this is he's walking around, whether he has a glove or not a glove, he is going to probably touch a wall at some time. And
we had gloves on.
If he doesn't have gloves, you got a fingerprint. If he does have gloves, you got a fingerprint. Because I'm telling you, if he stabbed them that many times with gloves on,
there's going to be blood everywhere. And that's why I don't think that even happened at the house. Because here's another proof of that. Do you remember there was everybody says, they should have been wearing booties and stuff. Well, some of them did wear booties, right? Right. Some of them were. Does anybody remember seeing blood anywhere on the booties? When they walked out of that place, huh? What's that?
There wasn't any. You see some of them walking out with booties. There was nothing. It was white as could be.
There was nothing.
And then, and then they're not wearing hairnets. No, I don't buy any of it. No.
And you can't go with the theory that he was covered head to toe in some kind of gear because that's not what Dylan saw. So nobody can tell me, oh, he had all this safety shit on. Well, that's not what Dylan saw. Dylan saw his eyebrows, so she didn't see a knife. Nothing.
So Willie,
okay, so how did they walk through all this blood, right? How did they walk through all this blood? Walk out the door, and that's what I'm trying to. That's my point.
I know.
It didn't happen.
But somebody did.
Because
somebody did.
Who?
I don't know. Somebody did this. So how the hell does that person get out of that room to the next room without any kind of? That means they cleaned themselves off before they went to the next room.
Willie, maybe they never left.
What do you mean? There's still two different rooms.
Maybe the assailants never left. That's how there's no blood trail. There's no trace, no nothing. There's a cleanup scene because
I was thinking about that. You know what I mean? Like,
they never left.
I was thinking about that, but I don't want to go there because that's that's putting it on one of the,
Time to go there because it is time to go there. Because what does the evidence say? What does the evidence say? This makes no goddamn sense. Maybe they never left.
Oh my God.
Maybe they never left. Or
had
ample time to clean up and knew where else to go after that.
I mean, if Dexter was at the scene, he'd say the same shit.
If it happened there, the place was definitely cleaned.
Claimed so many
Something
times
happened.
he's
Something
never
happened.
been to
Something
Moscow.
happened.
There'd be evidence of cleanup.
Okay, the
Like-
latent footprint.
But it's hard to clean up blood, though, you guys.
It's very hard to
it's
clean
real
up blood.
difficult.
So then
Well,
8 hours though.
Then it goes back to Mama D's theory that they
weren't
came
there.
from the frat. They came from the frat. 2 went in Xana's window, 2 went into Maddie's window, and they escaped out the windows. And that way, there's no blood going through the house.
So, dude,
But
why
gravity's still gonna-
the forensic team going balls deep on the fucking living room, dude?
That's what I'm saying. And no blood anywhere. No.
Why is the house? Why is the house a safety
that
hazard
means-
if it was only condensed to 2 rooms? Why is the whole house a safety hazard?
Thank you.
Right.
Then it goes back. Then it
There was
goes
no
back
blood.
to: was there this? Did this even happen? We've never seen any bodies. We've never seen any bodies.
Exactly.
We've never seen any blood.
Where the hell did this? When and where the hell did this happen? Did this? What are we dealing with here?
What kind of opening statement do you have? Like,
Witness protection evacuation. Was it? I'm just throwing it out there, man.
ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have his eyebrows. Like, literally, what's your opening statement going to be to a jury?
Exactly.
Our suspect has bushy eyebrows. Let's go ahead and put him to the death penalty right now.
Like, seriously, that's
he's got bushy eyebrows. That's it. Case closed.
What the hell makes a bushy eyebrow person? I mean, everybody has different ideas that somebody has bushy eyebrows.
I have bushy eyebrows. If you were,
yeah, but if you see somebody's eyebrows, that means that person was not wearing a ski mask. Okay, so you got to take ski mask out of the damn equation, and that means you also see the person's eyelids, which is a color, and I can tell somebody if they're dark, if they're light, in some kind of light. Period.
Good vibes. Light was on. The light was
And there's
on.
no race.
Exactly.
There's no race, but she knew it was a guy, right? Even though she's 5'9", 5'10", whatever the hell she is, she knew damn well that was a guy, but she didn't know what color the guy was.
Exactly.
My ass.
Yep. You know, not only that, there was no blood outside in the snow area.
Nowhere.
There was nothing at all. You coming in and outside that window, you're leaving a lot of DNA.
And there was
So I
snow,
don't
you're
see anything
saying?
of that at all.
Yeah, dude,
What?
there's snow, so there'd be blood drops everywhere. Because
So there was actually snow on the ground.
No trail, nothing.
No, there's no snow at the time, but
Oh, okay.
There was a comment left on. There was a comment left on my page.
It would get on the concrete.
Hey,
it would drip.
Rory, there was a comment left on my page of someone that has seen a case like a couple of cases like this before, and they said it was witness protection and evacuation.
There you go.
And if that happens, you'll never hear from them again. You'll never. It's just they're gone.
That's why Dylan won't come back.
He said the more he's looked at this case, and he's seen 2 other cases like
Bethany.
this, as it was witness.
You won't see Bethany. Bethany is
witness
the one.
protection and evacuation.
So are they making up the fact that Kaylee was going to go to Europe? I mean,
She was going to go in January of 23. Yeah, January of 23 was when she was supposed to go to Europe. So she was going to like start her job, I think before that, maybe? No, because it doesn't make any sense. So, but she was supposed to go to Europe in January of
as
23.
close as Kaylee is to her family, and she knew she was going to move to Texas, you don't think that she would have had, if she was going to go over there, she's not going to be by herself. She's going to take at least Olivia or somebody.
No, she would have had some sort of a connection of some sort. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. That's what I don't get is everybody's like, oh, yeah, she was, well, you know, everybody else or somebody.
Okay, so why does Loach is the one that took her job?
No, Adam.
No, Adam Latta, the bartender that got Maddie drunk on purpose. And then that's one of my part of my theory.
What did you tell Adam?
Her,
what did you tell? I told him everything, and then fucking you're dead 2 hours later, and now I got your job. Oh, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
Coincidence? Do we believe in coincidences? I don't. That's really weird.
I don't either. Really, that's just like the car in Oregon. That's just like the car in Oregon.
Strange.
Right.
My goodness.
There's more evidence on the rideshare driver than Brian.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Two DNAs in the back of his car, and he was in the area. So I don't know. To me, the rideshare, it's just, to me, this is like, it feels like somebody that like followed them back to the house or met him that night and got some kind of, weird idea maybe. And like, who knows who the hell the rideshare driver knew or whatever. I mean, it just makes a hell of a lot more sense than Brian Koberger, who is in a different state and doesn't know anybody.
Right.
I agree.
There's
nothing to gain from this.
Huda says she didn't mention eye colors either. Why wouldn't she mention the eye color?
Yeah, but she saw the bushiness of the brows.
Yeah,
it was bright enough to completely make him out, but I don't know.
So that means, so could we agree then he had a COVID mask on?
I guess that's what it sounds like.
Sounds like.
Mask on. That's what it sounds
What do you have on?
Sounds like, yeah.
He had some sort of mask on.
So then you're going to tell me, Rory, you're going to tell me if you stab 4 people with a COVID mask on, you're not going to have blood all over your face, and she's not going to see that?
I'm going to have blood in places I didn't even know I could have blood in, bro.
And she doesn't describe that at all. She doesn't describe blood on his face or a knife in his hand, nothing.
What? And another thing, hair color.
Right.
Yeah.
Bushy eyebrows. You can. What color was it?
What color were the eyebrows?
Color was it? Yeah. She didn't.
I'm curious to see how they paint what she saw during the trial.
Eyebrows. She didn't say they were black, bushy eyebrows. I mean,
they're just bushy.
That testimony is junk. It's
no, but
just
Willie makes
junk.
a really good point. Here's the problem. Willie makes a really good point. Okay, so we just established that the good vibes light was on, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got a goddamn problem. And Willie just nailed it, dude. Where is the blood on his clothes? It would be all over. It'd be on his face. It'd be on his eyelids. It would be everywhere. But all she says is bushy eyebrows, 5'10", athletic build. That's it. That's all I got.
Right.
Oh, black,
no blood on the face. No blood.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
No blood.
And she didn't feel threatened enough to call 911. So whatever she saw, how she's describing is basically like, it was basically like somebody in a house that she thought was maybe visiting one of the girls, but this person would be covered in fucking blood. So there had to be a reason. Something scared her enough to close her door. Everything that she describes is horse shit, because anybody's going to call 911 right away if somebody's walking through your house tripping in blood. Period.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Well, here's my next question. Okay, so the guy just killed Ethan and Xana. Where's his knife? Did she not see that? Is he holding it perfectly? I'll
tell you where it's not.
See it?
It's not in the sheath.
It's not in the goddamn sheath. That's for damn sure. You're absolutely right. I'm wrong with you. Where's the knife? Where is it?
And he left the sheath there, but he wasn't carrying a knife out the door. So where's the fucking knife?
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we just solved the case.
How ridiculous is this case? How ridiculous is this case? I can't see how anybody.
Too ridiculous.
Guilty on this case.
Where the hell is Twizzle?
Twizzle, listen, something's going on. I don't know.
He was there a while ago.
He's probably out at a bar somewhere.
But I'm going to be shutting this down here pretty quick anyway.
All right. Cool.
That's why I'm not contacting nobody. I don't contact nobody. I just put my 2 cents out there. Once you get involved, you assess yourself to shit like that. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts on what you think everybody's going to think how this judge is going to be, and how the case is going to go, or if there's going to even be a case. We'll start with Nat.
I never thought there will ever be a case. I think it's going to be thrown out. I do want to mention one thing that was brought up in chat, though. I don't think I've heard nobody ever say this, but the food that Maddie and Kaylee bought, someone mentioned that it might have been poisoned. Did anybody ever hear that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So I mean, going back to what you were asking, I think it's going to be thrown out. I don't think it's going to go to trial at all whatsoever. But I do believe, though, and I believe this in my heart, that there are people, justice will come through one way or another.
Okay, Terry.
Amen.
Well said. Well said.
Yes, very well said.
You know what? There's so much that they bottom line, let's face it. I don't care. We can sit here and talk about this till we're blue in the face, but bottom line, if you don't have evidence to convict him, then he has to be let go if we're following the Constitution. And what's scary is that he's been in jail for 2 years practically, and now he's going to a different one, and nobody can prove that he did it.
Exactly.
Amen.
Yeah, amen. Rory?
Okay, so what this boils down to me for is, and when I said this the other day on my channel, is I'm not going to call them guilters. I'm going to call them PCAers. And this is why. It's because the PCA,
Right.
the PCA is their Bible. Well, let's talk about this PCA for a very brief moment. We've torn this to shreds, okay? You cannot prove that his car is on camera anywhere, or you cannot prove the route that he took. You can't.
Yeah.
You cannot prove that he was even there at the time that you said, because you have changed the timelines about 15 times. Good for you guys.
Right.
So what this boils down to is, okay, so here's the PCA for you. That knife sheath sounds like what Brett Payne said is when he got there is that he was told, oh, hey, guy, there's a knife sheath underneath the victim's one there. Why don't you go take a look? Blah, 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 blah. What I'm trying to say is that it just sounds like when they showed up, they didn't let the medical examiner there. That's a big problem. That they should have been there immediately. Everything is out of protocol, and everything is wrong. So if you want to go through that PCA, you go ahead and do it. It's already been ripped up to shreds, and good luck trying to stick to that is all I have to say. Go ahead, Willie. Right. Are those your real guns, by the way, dude? Are those your real arms there, buddy?
Well, they're not fake.
Oh, shit, bro. All right, I'm impressed. Nice, dude.
Come on, buddy. I'm Greek, man. I gotta keep the fucking, keep it going. Listen, here's my take, because you asked about the judge.
Dude. All right.
So I have some kind of faith in like the Supreme Court. So I'm hoping that the judge that they picked has the most experience, and in a town of 400 and some thousand rather than 20 some thousand or whatever it was, there's probably a lot more crime that goes on. So the fact that it distances the judge away from having any kind of emotional attachment to the case, but also this guy could have presided over double murders, triple murders, where he has done something like this. Judge has never done something like this. That's why I think it was hard for him to make any kind of decision. If we have a judge that actually knows what the hell he's doing and what to look out for, there's no way in hell this case goes to trial. And that's what I have to say.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah, well said. Golf?
Well, I think it has to go to trial. At this point, it has to. And the reason I'm saying that, and we discussed this before, is to get Brian to look more innocent. Hopefully in the world, a trial will do. If they drop the charges, I think he's going to live a dangerous world, unfortunately. So somehow, I think it's crucial for Anne and her team to prove his innocence.
Because whether they do or not,
I'll make sure Brian's all right.
He is. Somebody's got to be blamed, and there's a lot of people that don't care if he's going to be said innocent or guilty.
Oh, he's the poster child for this murder.
Yeah, and it makes me sick.
And as far as the judge goes, I don't know. I reserve judgment.
You gotta wait.
I know. For one last question, Brian, if Brian is found innocent, who is the new poster child for this murder? Ooh.
Nobody.
I already know.
Ooh.
I already know.
Nobody? cold
get an
case.
idea.
We'll never find out.
I think
They can't charge him.
I think it'll go cold. I think it'll go
There's a
cold.
reason why
but
it's called the first 48, not the first 3 years.
I know. I know what I think, and I think everybody knows what I think. But yeah. All right, and my idea is I think this judge is going to be a real judge. I think that and I was right about this, that they weren't going to Judge wasn't going to make any more decisions. It was going to be moved immediately. Judge was out of it because he released himself from the case because of the wording that he said. And I believe that this new judge is going to look at this as a real judge, because, like Willie said, I think he's probably been through a few more cases than Mr. John Judge, and he is going to probably drop. Either he's going to force them to give the evidence up, or he's going to drop the charges. He's going to throw the case out. He's going to ask for that for the prosecution for discovery, and if they don't do it, I think he's going to throw it out. He's not going to have any choice, because there's just nothing there. And yeah, it could go cold. And yes, Brian would live not a very good life that way, but he would, I think there would be lawsuits, and he'd probably move out of country or something. I would. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll be waiting in his driveway when he gets home with a big sign that says, "We're suing."
Yeah. Well, let him know that everybody that's stuck up for him.
Oh no, trust me, I am. No, I am,
have to
dude.
say this before, but everybody wants to belong to something, right? That's the way people are. He was invited to that pool party, right? And he went. Am I correct? I don't know, but that's what we've been told, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He was invited to that pool party and he went, probably trying to meet people and fit in. So what if he was invited there to that area or something, and it was a setup?
Yeah, I've thought of that lots of times. Yeah,
Exactly. That's why I said maybe one of the roommates called them over to help with their phone or whatever, and then they were like, you know what, screw, we're just going to say it was him. Like that's because they said there was no connection to the victims, but they never said there was no connection to him and the roommate. So we don't know that yet.
What's that?
So we'll see.
Yeah,
I appreciate you having me up, man. It was a great conversation tonight.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah, it was great. It was awesome to have everybody
really
on here.
good one.
Yeah.
I think we all needed
Take
to
care,
let
Willie.
all of this out.
You're
You guys have a good night.
Thanks,
All right,
Willie.
you guys have a great night.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Bye,
Come
Billy.
up next Friday.
God bless you guys.
All right. See you guys. Yep. See you guys later.
Bye, Tommy. Take
Love
care,
all
Have
you
a good
guys.
night. Have a
Yeah,
good night,
take care,
everybody.
man.
Bye,
Peace out.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
Tommy.
Love you guys. Take care.
Bye, chat.
Love you guys. Yep. See you guys later. All right. That finishes Friday Night Live. What a great panel, huh? Yeah. Some very intelligent people. And I think we worked through some things and we got different ideas on stuff. And, that's what panels are about. And that's what I'm going to try to do every Friday Night Live, open panels. And yeah, it always will be interesting. And I appreciate all my chatters out there and my mods. You guys are wonderful. And all the people that don't chat but watch, I love you guys just the same. And please spread the word and like and subscribe. And I love y'all very much. And it's a Friday night. So, oh, geez, I had a whole bunch in private chat. They're talking back here. I didn't even know. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, so I love all you guys. And my subs, you are my heart. And my mods, you are my soul. And until next time, can I get an amen? Can I get an amen? Rock and roll.
Can I get a woo-hoo? Can I get a woo-hoo? The fire's gotta burn, the water's gonna turn, the rain has gotta fall. Fate is gonna call, but I just keep on breathing. Long as my heart is beating. Someone's gotta hate, it's never gonna change. Gets harder every day, it's a hell of a place to keep your heart from freezing, to keep yourself believing. But I won't run, I'm not afraid. Look 'em in the eye, gonna hear me say it's my life, my love, my sex, my drug, my lust. My God, it ain't no sin. Can I get it? Can I get an amen? My grace, my church, my pain, my tears, my hurt. My God, I'll say it again. Can I get it? Can I get an amen? Can I get it? Can I get an amen? Can I get it? Can I get an amen? Life has gotta kill, faith is gonna blind, hope is gonna fade, the truth is gonna lie. Sometimes there's no reason to justify the meaning. I'm not ashamed, it's gonna take more than this for me to break. My life, my love, my sex, my drug, my lust. My God, it ain't no sin. Can I get it? Can I get an amen? My grace, my church, my pain, my tears, my hurt. My God, I'll say it again. Can I get it? Can I get an amen? Can I get it? Can I get an amen? Can I get it? Can I get an amen? My life, my love, my sex, my drug, my life, my lust, my sex, my drug, my lust. My God, it ain't no sin. Can I get it? Can I get an amen? My grace, my church, my pain, my tears, my hurt. My God, I'll say it again. Can I get it? Can I get an amen? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can I get an amen? Oh, can I get it? Can I get an amen? What you see is what you get. Around the town we've gone up in the street. We're gonna scream and shout right to the top. Gonna scream for right, gonna shout it, gonna shout it. We're gonna scream and shout right. Let me tell you a story about a rock and roll band. Yeah.